the centre here with Her Honour, the Honourable Vicky O'Halloran, who will be tossing the coin with the umpires today. We'd also like to take this moment to recognise our umpires who will be umpiring this match. Our field umpires, Ben Heaslip, Andre Price-Quinter, Joel Morrison and Sam Wood. Our boundary umpires, Merlene Hutt, Michael Simpson, Catherine Flynn, Taylor Rhea, and our goal umpires today, Aaron Ranney and Stuart Whitaker. Now, as you may know, it is the umpires round, and we highly recommend you really jump in and give it a red hot go.
You can see on your screen there Jared Waite, who is playing for St Mary's today, the former Carlton and North Melbourne star. He played 244 AFL games and has retired last season, or 2 seasons ago now, and is lining up for St Mary's today. Round 3 of the TIO NTFL season, and joined in commentary today by the former Thunder coach, Andrew Hodges, and also a man who was involved with St Mary's 9 times in grand finals, Ricky Nolan. A significant day today. Ricky, looks like they're going to have a moment's silence perhaps in recognition of Jack Long. This is the Jack Long Memorial Game, as well as being the umpires round, which we'll talk about through the day. But a big day for St Mary's, Rick. So the two teams lined up, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen,
great ties between these two clubs and the Long family.
A moment's silence to remember the late Jack Long Senior, a member of the Northern Territory Football League who played over 200 games and 3 premierships with the St Mary's Football Club. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
There are the Tiwi Bombers on screen there, and now St Mary's huddled together at the Michael Long centre end. It's Michael Long, one of the, I guess, most famous of Jack Long's children. He had 9, 7 boys, 2 girls. What an amazing family, and not just on the Tiwis, the Northern Territory, but of course Australian rules football has been an amazing connection with that family. The T.W.E. Bombers, they made the preliminary final last season. They've struggled a bit in 2 rounds this year. They were thumped by Darwin Buffaloes in the first match, much better against Nightcliff last week, and they pushed the reigning premiers well into that last quarter before falling away towards the end. They're making lots of changes. Again, 7 changes today, Andrew Hodges, but their lineup looks pretty strong. Would have thought Jared Waite would be one of the bigger names in recent years to come up too, Rick. Yeah, I'm with you. I was at the MCG. I looked it up the other day. 2013, he kicked 5 goals to half-time against Essendon. He was unbelievable. It ended up with 7. Carlton led by 30 points midway through the third quarter and still lost. Never know. Underway, and it's the CEO of NT Cricket, Joel Morrison, also is an NTFL umpire on umpiring round, who threw the ball aloft, and the Tiwi Bombers go hard early. Coming the other way was Nick Yarran, looping the ball over to Harley Purantatameri. He's still got the helmet off today, which is great, and he kicks long up towards half forward. The loping ruckman Ryan Smith for St Mary's goes after the footy. Handball back to Jack Long, the grandson of the great, and the namesake as well. Comes off to Simon, who's been terrific from the boundary line. Centering ball is pretty good. There's a wrestle. He was decked after he got rid of the footy, so the ball will come back. Will it be out of bounds, or is it a free kick? So Farmer will reap the rewards from directly in front, and the first score of the afternoon, you would think, should be a goal for the Tiwi Bombers. And the opening minute, although we can't see that on the major scoreboard yet, hasn't ticked over. The first goal of the afternoon goes to the Tiwis. They'll be very keen to win. Preliminary finalists last season, 0 from 2 so far, but a bright start.
I think the emotions might have got to Jack Long a little bit there, so it's obviously an emotional day for him. Just a little bit of an ear massage. And we see it here, a bit of an ear massage, and it went downfield and they got a kick. So just young Simon, give him a bit of an ear massage and it went downfield. Touch soft maybe, and Tiwi get off to a fly. Down Mankara, 3 possessions already. I think the game's been going for a minute and 17 seconds.
So Smith and Simpson are going to go at it again here in the middle. Obviously, Tiwi the first goal, good start. Smith tapped down to Labastida, can't quite grab the ball. Quick kick forward by the Bombers. Out came, I think it was Jared Cunningham. Beautiful pickup. The handball's wide. Mankara looks inside 50, kicks long and wide, looking for Jeffrey Simon, and the ball just trickles out of bounds on that far side in front of the St Mary's Football Club. So promising start here for Tiwi Bombers. Obviously last week, pretty poor start. They've done the exact opposite this week, which is very promising.
Just saw Adam Parry there, very powerfully built half-back. Was he ex-Pints, Ricky? Ever run at Pints?
Yeah, he is Pints. It's 2 players running around in the Premier League from Pints this year, and both of them have been playing pretty good footy. Nightcliff have got one as well. Smith
smashes the ball forward, but into Molyneux, who quick kick forward, and the ball is out of bounds on the full.
That's right, Kyle Winter-Irving.
Played very well. I thought he played very well last week.
So Davies brings it back in for St Mary's. Ordinary kick. The ball's gone out of bounds to start with. He's kicked it back down the ground and out of bounds straight away again. So he gives the ball back to the Tiwi Bombers on the half-forward flank, far side of the ground.
Down my car, isn't it?
Bullet pass into Roy Farmer. Great kick inside 50. Roy Farmer right on the line, takes a very good mark. And difficult angle here for Roy, Rick, but if anyone's going to kick this goal, it would be Roy Farmer.
A bit of a chance. He hasn't looked sideways to pass it, so he's just opened up his angle and a bit of a chance. A bit worrying signs for Saints. They haven't got their hands on the footy too much, and when they have, they've kicked the ball out of bounds on the full.
So Farmer now on the approach. Davies on the mark. Farmer comes around, shot on goal. Doesn't quite get it too well, doesn't pull it back far enough. Top of the square. Raf Clark doesn't quite take the mark. Off the ground, Jeffrey Simon.
Wow.
Great goal. Tiwi Bombers have started a flyer here this afternoon.
Bit of magic, bit of Tiwi magic. Kick off the ground. Simon, who's really improved, hasn't he? The first 3 games that we've seen him, well, the first 2 games we've seen him this year, put on a bit of muscle and been one of Tiwi's best players, but that was just magical. Watch here on the replay, tries to bend that ball around. Raf Clark probably could have done a touch better here. Maradona. Galski.
Rising star from round 2 was Jeffrey Simon.
No, he has really impressed me so far, but Saints just had to kill the ball, put that over the line. They had 2 chances there to kill the footy and they didn't touch it. So.
Swirling ball, maybe found it hard to read. Adam Parry claimed the touch but not awarded, and so the ball goes back in the middle. What an amazing start by the Tiwi Bombers, and turning over the umpiring a little bit at the moment. Of course, we saw Joel Morrison on umpire round ball up the first couple as the Bombers go forward again towards centre half forward. Raf Clark gathers. Handball's almost to himself. I think it was slightly smothered. Comes out to the wing now. Nick Yaron's got it. The speedster's off. Got a handball to Shannon Rioli. Long kick towards the goal square and towards the left forward pocket. Over the top came Baird. Slapped it away towards the boundary line. Michael Dunn is there being hunted strongly. And Anthony Wilson was the player that wrapped him up and took him over the boundary line.
Anthony Rabs Wilson, first game this year for St Mary's, Norwood Premiership player, an ex-Adelaide Crow rookie listed player.
So first real chance for St Mary's. Baird up against Armat. Leroy Larson sweeps the handball over the top. Now Paredes kicks in towards the pocket. Here's Waite, couldn't quite get to that contest. And the Bombers screw the kick around to the mark, taken at half back by Heenan.
So Heenan inboard now, dangerous kick inside, well chipped off by St Mary's there. Pick up here across half forward, quick chip inside 50, looking for Waite. Good body use by Luff, just pushes Waite to one side and chases the ball back. Doesn't quite tackle onto Yaron, really clean pickup, still has possession. Handball forward to here's Waite now. First shot on goal in the NTFL, falls short, and Paddy Heenan will chip that off for the Bombers on the last line. So looks to the far side of the ground. Again, another dangerous kick from Paddy Heenan, chopped off well by Raf Clark.
Yeah, well done cutting off the exits there, Raf. Is very well done.
Inside Wilson, can't quite take the mark inside 50. And now the Bombers are away on the far side here through Tunga Tullum, who's got a heap of space. Not the man you want to have a heap of space. Quick kick inside, looking for Farmer. Davies sets himself well, can't take the mark. Ball goes to ground. Farmer head over the ball, can't quite get possession. Here's Dion Mankara on that left boot, shot on goal. Jacob Long, last line of defence, and will rush it through for the Saints. And he now quickly brings it back in. This is Slater for his first touch in NTFL footy. Stuffs it up. Jaden Shea under a bit of pressure there from Austin Wanamiri. Simpson, strong body in the contest there. And that is Tom Gilbert, first game in the NTFL, gets his first kick. So short kick into Jaden Shea. Great wrap-up tackle there by the Bombers through Cosmos put Jimmy, who has drawn the free kick. Kick down the line, well chopped off by Saints. It was touched off, the umpire said play on, and David Cruz tackle there again on Gilbert, who couldn't get rid of the ball, and the umpire's going to ball it up on half-forward flank here.
Really touches Gilbert. This is his first game for Saints as a flying player.
So Smith down to box, who can't take possession. Del Mankara went without it, and Slater here has drawn the free kick. Good head over the footy and has drawn the free kick. So hasn't got much down the line. He goes back to Jack Long inside 50, who now will load up with that left foot, and he'll find Smith, who leaves it for box. Another first game player for the Saints. Not a great kick, but he finds his target in Gilbert. So Saints here just trying to maintain possession of the footy. He's got Shannon Rioli in short. Worked pretty hard for that, Shannon Rioli.
Paredes on the other side. If Shannon get your head on a swivel in front of the scoreboard, still hasn't spotted him.
Long down the line now to half forward. Waite sets himself, doesn't get off the ground. But Armat, quick kick forward. It's going to hit on the top of the square. Tiwi have, I think that was Puntanameri to Jason Puntanameri, and he's taken over the line, and that is the behind for St Mary's.
Anthony Rabbers-Wilson's pace, he's known as the fastest player outside the AFL. So he's playing against the fastest team outside the AFL, but he just burnt him then with speed.
Speaking of speed, he's Tipping-Woody up to about his third bounce. Can go 4, can run to 55, can have a shot on goal from 50. Adam Tipping-Woody's carried the ball the whole distance of the field. Brilliant goal, Tiwis. They're on fire at TIO Stadium. 3-1-19. St Mary's won behind 1 point. And the Bombers are bursting back to life.
The Saints can't allow them to go on this fast play. That's when Tiwi like to hurt you. A little bit worried. I think Jack Long's gone to Tungatala. I'm not quite sure if that's the right match up there for Jack. But just here, there's too much space. He's got to cut the exits off. And if you give Tiwi or a player of this calibre that much speed, he is going to hurt you every day of the week.
From defensive 50 to forward 50, unloaded from the arc. After 4 bounces, brilliant goal, Adam Tipping-Woody.
I sort of said the new rule they brought in this year, where you don't have to wait for the flag to be, you can play on straight away at an advantage Tiwi, but they haven't really, it hasn't advantaged them so far. But there's their first example of them just being able to, fast play from the defensive line.
So umpires round, umpire balls up. Smith's clean tap down, but Tungatala runs away with it. Inside 50 now, bullet pass, doesn't quite hit his target. Jared Cunningham held without the footy, not played for the free kick, didn't get it. Paddy Heenan using his body strength to push off a few players there and has been caught holding the ball.
Something I would be measuring at Saints straight away is they're 4-0 out of the clearances out of the middle. Now, I don't reckon Tiwi won 4 clearances in their last 2 games, and they're 4-0 in the first 5 minutes or 8 minutes of this game.
Yaron centre wing goes for weight, gets an ugly bounce. Luff cleans up, handball forward. Yaron follows up, doesn't take possession of the ball, and Salmon will see that out of bounds. For St Mary's, generally on about centre wing here, and Saints just don't look like looking dangerous at all, are they, Rick?
That's what, just the centre bounce, that's where Tiwi have just been absolutely annihilated the last couple of weeks. And they did, as I said, 4-0 so far.
Cruz thrown out of the ruck contest.
Don't let him do the
play on the call. Molyneux is on the run to Munkara from 50. Vacant goal square. Dion Munkara, they've got 4! Last time these two sides met, it was an 87-point win to the Bombers over the Saints. It's headed that way again. 9 minutes gone. First quarter on a hot afternoon at Marara. Heatwave conditions. And the Tiwi Bombers are hot. 4-1-25. The Saints won behind 1 point.
If we get this replay from this stoppage, Saints just let Tiwi go with a fast play. You'll see it here. You just can't let them go with a fast play from here. Free kick, stop, bang. You've got to hold that up. They were all arguing with the umpire. He walks through 3 people. They're on a fast play and Tiwi are away. They've just got to put them back into slow play football, Saints.
Complete opposite to last week, gentlemen.
We started to see the signs, didn't we, last week, that they were getting back to their form?
He walks through 3 blokes there for a fast play. They've just got to stop that, Saints.
Smith bashes it forward. Has listened to Coach Rick Nolan. Put it straight forward. Slater's met the ball at half forward and been taken high by Jeffrey Simon. So Slater's starting to get his hands on the ball.
Good size for under 18.
He is. So long kick inside 50. Wade sets himself again. Luff underneath it. No, sorry, it's Molyneux. Takes the mark across half back and quick play again out the far side. He's got Silvani Babui and there is Tiwi Bombers players streaming everywhere. This is Dion Munkara with a little bit of space on the far centre wing. And Saints have done a good job to get back here and slow it down. So Munkara comes back through the middle. Dangerous kick, but he finds Michael Dunn. Dunn now switches play to the far side. This is Harley Puttentatamiri, who we saw him kick a great goal from here last week. Has he kicked another one? He has. Great goal by the Tiwi Bombers. They are off to an absolute flyer, Ricky Nolan.
Oh, I'm not nitpicking Saints again, but Nathan Paredes there, he was 5 metres off his man. They're able to bring a kick in. They were nearly got him, Saints, and they had to go the bailout kick down the line. Nathan Paredes doesn't man up here. He's about 5 metres off that player that just kicked that. And they're away. They're just not tight enough, Saints. If you give Tiwi 1 metre, they will make you look poor. And Saints had him. Hodgie, you called it. They've got him. They've got him in a slow play. They've got to go to a bailout kick. And then Saints let him out with a 45 kick on the inside there.
The big name recruit for Saints, Jared Waite's decided, I want to get a touch of the footy. It's not coming to my end. So he's gone into the ruck.
Welcome to Darwin, 36 degree heat.
Can he lift them? He's up against David Cruz. Jared Waite wins the tap, fights on at ground level, doesn't come up with the football. Molyneux waits for it to come out for the Bombers. Well done by Nick Yaron. Gives it to Waite, tries to bash through 2. Must be holding the footy. It is. The 244 AFL game star has been pinged at half back. And Cosmos Port Jimmy will sweep it to the top of to the arc at centre half back to Michael Dunn. He goes in the direction of Cantilla. One way, then the other, then goes all the way back towards Baird. Baird out towards the wing again. Overrunning the footy. The door opens here for Shannon Rioli, who receives. And he kicks up towards half order Paredes. Opportunity now for the Green Machine. He bounces his way inside attacking 50, close to the boundary line, sets himself on goal, kicks towards goal, right across the face towards Ralph Clark. It goes out of bounds in the left forward pocket. 12 minutes gone, first quarter. Tiwi 5-1-31, St Mary's 1 behind 1 point.
Good to see Saints getting their hands on the ball. They just got to force them into a few more slow plays. If it goes the way it's going at the moment, they just won't be able to keep with them. They're just allowing Tiwi to play to their strengths.
So Wade and Simpson at it again in the forward pocket here for St Mary's. Ralph Clark runs through the pack, goes without it. Slater, first hand on the footy again underneath the pack, does a great job. Handball, Paul forward, comes out to Ralph Clark, shot on goal. Poor shot on goal and misses that. I think Ralph Clark started down back. Rick, interesting to see he's gone forward so early in the game.
Throwing a few things around. I think it's the midfield where they're struggling, those Saints.
So Baird, quick kick in.
Here again, no one on Pora for 5 metres and he's allowed to play on, go into a fast play. Got to tighten up on that.
So Putantona Mary has his third bounce on the far side of the ground, comes to centre wing, doesn't have much down the line, but he then goes to go inside, but shanks the kick, but it turns out okay. Molyneux's been outstanding for the Tiwi Bombers early on. Taluff pulls the kick across his body, puts it into the path of Tungatalam. Very, very clever from Ross Tungatalam. He's going to get a shot on goal here. Has he kicked the goal? Absolutely he has. What a great goal. No, he hasn't. It looked good. The umpire was setting up there as if it was a goal, but
I don't know the matchup on Ross Tungatalam, what's the best one. Whether they put the young Longy onto him. I know he's only a kid, but at least he might be able to, it might be a learning lesson, but they've just got to get their matchups right on the big guns.
Jack long kick, outside defensive 50. Big fly in from the side there, came from Tom Gilbert. Simpson waits for the ball to come out. Liam Daly is tackled. He's the last one to get up. Maybe a ball up 70 metres out from the Tiwi goal. They're on fire. Well done by Wilson. Got it out to Yaron, back to Wilson, and he's had a bounce. He's going to be run down by Tipping Woody. Who's quicker there? Comes off there, little handball to Box. Boxers kick inside inside attacking 50. Jason Puruntatameri mops up for the Bombers. Was going to go down the grandstand side, but switches play and has got a teammate, Silvani Babui, who can send it back towards centre half back. Still inside defensive 50, but Dunn had no one around him. He could go straight down the middle of the ground. Comes to Cunningham, in fact it was. Off the ground goes Waite, and a chance here, a turnover, because the Tiwi Bombers are away. Rioli back to Waite from 60 metres. Vacant goal square, goes the short pass instead, and that's superb. Good sighting there by Jared Waite to Tom Gilbert. He had him all alone, 40 metres out directly in front with a vacant goal square. That's AFL experience.
Gilbert's been very impressive these first couple of minutes.
Really. Yeah, the vision of Waite, elite, exactly what you said, Rob, with Gilbert. Yeah, he is an absolute star in the amateur comp, which is ranked #1 in Victoria at the moment. So he's from a very strong competition. He's a rep player, old Xavier's. There's big reps on this bloke, and he hasn't let him down so far.
Gilbert for the first goal of the afternoon for St Mary's at the 15-minute mark. The left footers hooked the kick, won't even make the distance, and Simpson couldn't take the mark. Chance here for Waite off the side of the boot. Is touched as he got the kick away. So still yet to kick their first major, and the Tiwi Bombers lead by 30 points. So 29, I should say.
So Baird, quick kick in here in the far side. He's found Michael Dunn, near side.
Again, they're allowed to hit a target from the fullback kick out.
And that's really poor from Michael Dunn. He had plenty of opportunities to get back off the mark. Look out the far side of the ground, but he's given the ball straight back to Saints. So Jaden Shea brings the ball inside. A poor kick again, chipped off by Dunn. Now he goes to that far side, and he's got Silvani Babui. He's been hit after the ball done, so it's a free kick down the ground. So Babui will take the kick on the far side in front of Rioli. Luff runs on now through half-back. Handball forward to Palapamini, who's got plenty of space to get the ball inside 50. Great kick to Cunningham, who doesn't take the mark. He absolutely dropped a sitter. Heenan now chopped off. Poor handball forward from Long. Heenan goes inside the square. Austin Wanamiri goes bang and kicks another one for the Bombers.
One team that you don't want to turn the footy over against. It's Tiwi Bombers giving a bit of space. Heenan, and he's able to hit Austin Wanamiri lace out in the goal square. But again, just the transition of the ball from that back line. Just see here, there's a turnover. And turn the footy over and bang, Paddy Heenan's deadly, but not much pressure on him, and he's just able to deliver.
I'm not sure that handball forward from Jack Long, you'd prefer him kicking the football, wouldn't you, Rick?
Especially when he's probably the best field kick in the competition.
Good start to the year, Paddy Heenan, hasn't he, Rick? We've seen him 3 weeks in a row now. He's been good every week. We're back in the middle. Let's hope that, for the viewers' sake and our sake, that St Mary's can turn it around like Tiwi did last week against Nightcliff. They were down by 45 points, the Bombers, to the Tigers last week. Here's Wilson. Oh, lovely sidestep. Handballs it over there to Box. Box's kick is to the advantage of his teammate inside 50. No mark taken. And the Bombers can clear again. They've got players through. Cantilla out on the wing. Can handball over the top to Munkara. Danger here for St Mary's. Centering ball is excellent into Jeffrey Simon, and he marks 45 metres out directly in front.
And the goal starting from St Mary's forward line, ball come to ground, and they're just able to rebound the ball just too quickly.
Very clever protection there from Austin Watermiri too, Rick, seeing his younger teammate coming back into space and just held Jack Long at bay.
Simon be on the radar of an AFL club, do you reckon?
How much has he improved?
I think he's NGA with Essendon.
He's good. 48 metres out. Thumping kick. Brilliant kick by Jeffrey Simon. What a great start to the season. The Tiwi Bombers have their 7th goal at the 18-minute mark of the first quarter. Not only that, they've got, I know that was Simon's second, so they've got 6 goal scorers. Simon is the first multiple with 2.
They haven't had a real superstar probably since Dion Munkara, but I think this guy is growing, and Dion Munkara's got leather poisoning. He might have to go off and go to the hospital. He's had that much of the football. But this kid is impressive.
I think they've changed the number from Dion Munkara. Sides don't know who it is and potentially not picking him up with a new number, Rick, maybe.
Just going back, St Mary's won the last clearance. They had a little bit of system. They looked a little bit promising, but the clearances are 7-1 in the first quarter.
It's like the 6-6-6 rule was confusing St Mary's, so just a momentary pause.
So the umpires round 3, doing a fantastic job. Ball up in the middle of the ground. Smith and Simpson at it again. Again, St Mary's get first hands on the footy through Yaron. Handball out wide to Box. Wants to come back onto that right side of his body. Nice kick inside 50. Chopped off there by Palapamini. Just taps the ball into advantage of his teammates in bed. And St Mary's dive on the footy and will lock it inside 50 here to get a ball up.
It's Box second inside 50 in a row from a centre clearance. Oh, Jared Waite nearly a free kick.
Quick shot on goal there. I think that was from Salmon, but clearing here, Tiwi Bombers out wide. That's Molyneux on the far side, leading shade of the ball. He's got support in Dion Munkara down the ground. Again, that trusty left foot, great kick out to space to Jeffrey Simon. Doesn't take the mark, but the ball bounces for him nicely. Gets another shot on goal for his 3rd, and he can't kick it. He goes across the face and kicks it behind.
Does someone have to sit on Munkara, Hodgie? What do you think? Do they put a Labazita, which isn't fair at his age to do that? And I was even thinking a match-up for Tungatala may have been Labazita, but it's not fair, I don't think. But
I think Lab's actually spent a bit of time on him early in this game. Ricky's just, his work rate from those stoppages has been outstanding.
Jack Long finds Daly. Comes out towards the wing and finds Salmon. You're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the 2019-20 TIO NTFL season, or listening via our radio simulcast. And it's been all the Tiwi Bombers so far, as Jared Waite, the former Carlton and North Star, is playing for St Mary's today. Gives away a free kick to the skipper of the Bombers in Paddy Heenan. He kicks up towards half forward. Out comes Farmer. Over the shoulder went Labastida. No free kick. Farmer does well to paddle along in front. 3 Green Machine players come at it, but somehow Farmer's able to force it out of bounds for a stoppage.
And had a lot of luck, Wait. The ball hardly went down there, and then a few times it's gone there. There's a few 50-50 calls have gone against him. Ball bounced the wrong way. It just hasn't quite been his day so far.
So Cruz and Smith at it again. Plenty of Tiwi Bombers around the footy. Tipperary quick kick forward. Munkara and Shea just didn't even watch the ball. Farmer was uncontested, drops the mark. Rioli quick tap forward. It comes out to Farmer. Smart little kick inside. Tom Davies reads it. McMurray had more time than what he thought he had, and he's just turned the ball over straight to Heenan. So uncharacteristic mistakes here by St Mary's. Good kick inside from Heenan. Tungatala, it's chopped off. He can't get hold of the ball. Now he gets back onto it. Clever left and right, onto his left side of his body, out wide to Munkara. Smith done a great job to get across and get a hand on that ball. Munkara taken out of the play. Umpire says play on. Tiwi 2 on 3 and still managed to win the ball. Kick inside and Austin Wanamiri unmarked. That 45-degree angle, about 25 metres out from goal. Ricky Nolan.
Oh, I was going to say outstanding to Ryan Smith. He halved the contest, brought it to ground. Tiwi player went to ground, but then unfortunately for Ryan, he fumbled. When you fumble against Tiwi, they're going to hurt you.
I think it was a Palapumini over there. It was a pretty good pickup. Paddled along to himself and then centred the ball.
Yeah.
So Austin Wanamiri on the approach. Pretty safe bet. This might go through the middle, and it does. Straight through the middle. Austin Wanamiri has kicked his second for the day, and the Tiwi Bombers are off to an absolute flyer. 8-3, 51 to 3 behinds for St Mary's. I think last week Nycliffe kicked 8 goals to Tiwi's 1 in the first quarter. Tiwi have absolutely gone the other way this week.
This one here, Ryan, that's outstanding. Bringing the ball to ground, really, really good work. Just you first grab that and we're away. Just got to maybe work on that during the week. A couple of fumbles. Yeah, that's that vision you're talking about, Rob.
I was going to say, you're having a good day when the ball bounces up for you like that, but it seems to do it every contest for the Tiwi Bombers.
Just know where to hit, which part of the ball to hit, don't they? Incredible skill. So back in the middle, 23 minutes played. In the first quarter, round 3, TIO 2019-20 NTFL season. The Bombers haven't won a game yet. Hammered by the Buffs in the first week. Bit better last week against the reigning premiers, lost by 40 points to Nycliffe. St Mary's have won 2 from 2. But you wouldn't have thought so far today, as Cruz for the Bombers tries to go through. Gives it to Smith. Chopped down though by Molyneux. His kick up towards centre half forward. Over Levesteda's head. Here's danger. Running onto it, Cunningham. Taps it to Tungatulum, shrugs the tackle, screws the ball around the corner, and Ross Tungatulum has kicked his first of the afternoon. The Bombers now have 7 individual goal scorers. They've got their 9th, and they lead by 54 points.
Rob, you said that the Tiwi haven't won a game yet. They've hardly won a clearance out of the centre the whole year. That's where they've been absolutely annihilated. And the current stance at the moment is 7-2. They're just dominating out of the middle.
All through their new recruit Molyneux, who's had a massive impact in his
with Molyneux. He's from the Northern Footy League, which is a pretty strong competition in Victoria. He was the Raven hot favourite going into the medal count. He come 3rd, so you're talking about the best player in the Northern Footy League, which ain't a bad comp for Greensborough he plays for.
So smash forward by Smith, Wilson onto it, kick out into space, looking for Leroy Larson, ball's out wide, he's got Baird to accompany him, and the ball goes out of bounds on that far side. So Saints, better system there again. Rick Nolan through Smith and Wilson seem to be on the same page at those stoppages.
Yes, they certainly are.
And Rick Nolan looked good in that first round against Buffs, but Baird looked as though he struggled. He's got better as each week's gone on as well.
Yeah, that's a big pickup from Palmerston. Yep.
So Smith and Simpson at it again. Smith wins the tab and he's drawn the free kick. Simpson just hanging on to him in that contest. So Ryan Smith looking for a target inside 50, not much on, so he just goes long to the top of the square. He's got weight, who can't get off the ground. Luff again kills the ball to ground. Salmon, good pickup, right in front, has a shot on goal, and he's kicked Saints first. Bang, the former Wanderers junior has kicked his first goal for St Mary. I'm pretty sure it's his first goal, and that is a great goal by Saints, and one they desperately needed with Nolan.
He's impressed me, Salmon, in the first 2 games of the year. Look, really impressed me. I've watched him train a few times. He impresses me. His tackling is elite. It's the first time he's got his hands on the footy today, though, I think. But so, and they need him because they need speed. That's where they're getting smashed. So hopefully he can mimic his first 2 games. So
very talented athletics middle distance runner, I believe. Young Salmon.
Great agility. He's swimming upstream there. Was able to snap it over his shoulder.
Maybe it was swimming.
So back in the middle. And the first goal of the afternoon for the Saints. Can they turn it around? 26 minutes gone first quarter. Umpire Joel Morrison throws it aloft in umpiring round. Even the execs, I'm told, got into the action today. High kick from Tungatulum.
I saw that. It was a bit controversial one. Stuart Tottem might have missed it.
The CEO of AFLNT. Great initiative. And a handball there from Gilbert. Misses its target, opens the door for Heenan, has time to steady and shoot on goal and swings it around beautifully from left to right, and Heenan has his first, and now there are 8 individual goal scorers. Tiwi have 10, 26 minutes into the first quarter. St Mary's have just 1. The margin is 54 points.
He's another one started pretty well, hasn't he, Paddy Heenan? Another one, a few of them have got leather poisoning, he's another one. So This is unbelievable. I did not see this coming.
Roy Farmer there.
Just
Nice
the-
little handball over to Heenan.
Talent of these players to be able to kick goals from there. It's just regulation, isn't it?
Quarter time, and that will put St Mary's out of their misery. A time to regroup, and with these hot conditions today, we'll be able to go into the cool rooms, and they need it. The Bombers 10-3-63, St Mary's 1-3-9.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
So we can feel wherever you feel. Together, real, together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come and see it.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
Bombers just breaking from their quarter-time huddle, about to reform into a huddle. Both teams, given the very hot conditions in the top end today, have been allowed to go into the cool rooms they have here at TIO Stadium, air-conditioned rooms just at the base of the Maurice Rioli grandstand. And the two teams have now just made their way back out onto the ground here at TIO Stadium. This is round 3 of the TIO 2019-20 NTFL season. The Bombers are 0 from 2, but have started superbly today. 10-3-63. Have had 8 individual goal scorers. Just Jeffrey Simon, I should say, and Austin Wanamiri have 2, and 6 other single goal scorers. St Mary's got a late goal, and they are 54 points in arrears. Wonderful start, Ricky Nolan, by the Bombers.
Probably flawless footy we were talking before. It's just sometimes they call it in the flow, and you can just get in that mental zone and everything seems to be working for you. And you put 50 cents in the Coke machine and the Coke comes out. And just, I think they're having one of those days. It's absolutely unbelievable football to watch.
I reckon it's been about 40 years since a can of Coke was 50 cents.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can have those days where you put it in and it comes out earlier. So, they were just unbelievable to watch. Dale Munkara, he just lit it up. Paddy Heenan was absolutely sensational. Ross Tungatalam looks like he's starting to get where he was. And young Jeffrey Simon has improved out of sight.
Umpire Sam Wood holds the ball aloft. Just 22 years of age, already owns his own property, Ricky Nolan. Big money in umpiring. It's umpiring round today. Maybe that's an encouragement to get a few more umpires into the fold. Well played here by Braden Rioli. Plays it along in front of himself. 2 Saints defenders come at him and the ball spills free and they wrap him up. And there's going to be a ball up in the left forward pocket for the Tiwi Bombers, who've started well inside 20 seconds already, have gone forward. Have a chance to get the first score of the second quarter.
How do you announce that name? Molyneux again out of the centre break.
Raf Clark, former AFL player for the Saints, squeezed out there to Braden Rioli. His kick's out of bounds on the full, and so the Bombers can go back into attack. Silvani Babui, short pass, will be chopped down by Nick Yarran. He can't take the mark, got one high, and will win a free kick.
Interesting move here by Saints, Rick putting Raf into the ruck.
Yeah, I actually don't mind him now. I reckon he goes all right with a bit of freedom, but he started the year pretty well. Round 1 was one of the best games I've seen him play for probably about 4 years, actually. So
Gilbert launched over his head. Salmon. Rodney Baird comes in for the Bombers. Handballs it to Adam Tippingwoody. Can't quite shrug Salmon. Molyneux, awkward bouncing ball. And the ball goes out of bounds just before Salmon was about to take it away, receiving the handball from Baxter Slater.
That tackle and pressure of Salmon, that's what they need a bit more of. It's just elite. Really, Henry Labazita is one of the best defensive tacklers I've ever seen up here, but I reckon this Salmon's got something going for him as well.
So umpire Merlene Hutt brings the ball in. Clark and Simpson contest ball in front of our commentary box. Here's Slater again at the bottom of the pack. Quick kick forward to Larson, who Gilbert then loads up with the left foot, long inside 50 and kicks it behind. So better signs here for St Mary's, but probably could have done a little bit better than that, Rick Nolan.
Yeah, and at least they're winning a stoppage though. That's what I like about it.
So Luff, quick kick in, Tippingwoody in short. He goes to the far side of the ground. He's got Babuya there. Not a great kick. The ball hung up in the air and Rioli takes the intercept mark. Plenty of options there for St Mary's. Rioli kick inside 50. Not a great kick. He's looking for Wade. Over Wade's head. Picked up by Jeffrey Simon. Handball wide, really to nothing. But Harley Puddin-Tatamiri probably need to do better in that situation. Wilson does well. Gets it off to Rioli. Short kick inside 50. Can't find a target. We've got Paredes and Larson onto the ball. Larson, quick kick forward, and he's kicked the goal. Out of absolutely nothing. Better pressure there from St Mary's, and they kick their second for the day, Ricky Nolan.
Fair goal there by Leroy. Just poor old Jared Waite. They just, even before, like Shannon Rioli, who's a very good kick of the footy, just not quite kicking it to his advantage, but fair goal there. Just a bit of a scrap goal. You see Leroy Larson. We're in the famous number of Michael Athanasia.
The tackle from Simpson almost swung him into the
kick,
into range.
Probably give him another 10 metres. But it's this middle. This is where they've got to fix it. Just got to start to get some football out of here.
Simpson in ruck against Raf Clark. 47 points the margin. 3 minutes into the second quarter here at TIO Stadium. Umpire casting a look both ways to check there's 6 at both ends. Under this new rule, it's been adopted by the NTFL following on from the AFL. Paredes goes to ground, farms the ball out. And the kick comes up towards half forward. Wilson had his front spot. Purantatameri beats him to the footy though. Stays on his feet and dashes away across half back with a couple of bounces. About to be run down. Gets the kick away. Long ball in the Cunningham direction and he marks. Munkara. Here's Cunningham. And he centres it. Oh, it's not a great kick. Yaron will take the mark for St Mary's, who look a lot better. 4 minutes gone in the second quarter.
They intercepted a few marks this quarter. They just weren't getting. They weren't doing that at all in the first quarter.
He kicks out to a contest. He wanted Waite, who had 2 to beat. Luff and Jason Purantatameri goes over that contest and out of bounds. But at least for St Mary's, it's up on their half-forward flank, 70 metres around from their goal.
I reckon it's great to go to Jared Waite, but he had a 3-on-1 and the ball come to ground. There wasn't. They're lucky it went out of bounds because there wasn't a St Mary's player within QE of him. So if you're going to go to him, make sure you get under him.
So umpire Hutt brings ball back in. Simpson and Waite. Waite almost takes it out of the ruck. Simpson then follows up at ground level. Tries to handball forward. Can't get the handball. Slater again underneath the pack has been outstanding for St Mary's inside there. Quick kick forward by Paredes into this path of Wilson. But Jason Purantatameri comes up to meet the ball and see it out of bounds.
Look, Slater's ability to hit a target from contested footy. A lot of people in contested footy, they'll get target. They'll just get rid of it willy-nilly, but he's hit a target, hit Paredes in contested footy, a sign of a decent player. We'll see how he goes for the rest of the game.
So ball in, Smith now back into the ruck, straight down the throat of Munkara, who tries to step inside his opponent's help with the ball, but can't release it. That is now holding the man. Sorry, that's put Jimmy now that we've got the
PO, isn't it?
PO.
It's going to Dion though, I think.
Okay, so Dion was held after the contest when he was brought to ground. So Munkara, St Mary's have done a good job here at cutting out that far side where we saw Tiwi go quite a bit in that first quarter. Short kick forward, Heenan, well done by Labastida, punches the ball forward. Paredes, just a nothing handball forward. And he's been pinged for holding the ball. So Alistair Darcy now, we didn't call too often in the first quarter, but he's a great player. He's kicked down the line, looking for Adam Tipungwuti. Found his target, but Adam Tipungwuti couldn't hold on to the ball. And a little bit happening here with Tipungwuti and Salmon right in front of us. Umpire Morrison comes over and tells him to cut it out, and has called for a ball in.
Last 3 kicks Tiwi have had, St Mary have cut it off. They've halved the contest and brought it back into a 50-50. Haven't allowed them to fast play.
Again, Slater underneath the pack. He's held him. He's got a high. He's taken a high hit by Simpson. So reward for effort. I think he's been at the bottom of every pack we've seen in this first quarter so far.
He played in the under-18s last week for St Mary's and was comfortably best on ground from Gibbsbin in the Bendigo Football League.
So looking for Smith inside 50. Smith almost pulls it down. Well done, Darcy. Handball forward, chopped off by Wilson. Wilson shot on goal and kicks another one for St Mary's.
So they've changed a few things this quarter, St Mary's. 1, they're not allowing the fast play. 2, they're bringing the ball to ground, turning it into more 50-50s. They're then getting their hands on the football, more repeat entries. And you see Anthony Wilson, former Adelaide Crows player, and he's a Norwood Premiership player, regularly picked in the South Australian state side. And as you can see there, the boy has a little bit of class.
Good start to the second quarter by St Mary's. T.W.E haven't scored this term after banging on 10-3 in the first quarter. It's been all St Mary's. They've got 2-1 so far. Still a 41-point deficit. But they're kicking with the wind in this quarter, and they're looking much better. Smith's gone back into the ruck as Ralph Clark has had a break. Simpson up against him. Coming through strongly there was Cullen. Goes up towards the Bombers' half-forward line, but a nice mark by Labastida at half-back. Breaking for him out on the flank was James Box. He goes a bit further than that to Gilbert, who's had an impressive start to the game. The old Zaverian from the Victorian Amateur Football Association in Melbourne kicks up towards half forward. Out comes Armat, clears the pack. Yaron's pace got him first to the footy, couldn't control it. Babui gets away from Yaron. Box bearing down on him. Babui kicks pretty well in the end and finds Cunningham on the chest, or is it Cunningham or Cosmos Port Jimmy it might be.
That's where Saints, if they could cut that off and halve that contest, just in a scoring zone there.
Port Jimmy wants Dunn. Dunn's got in a one-on-one contest. It comes to ground, well played by Molyneux, and he breaks away and kicks up towards half forward. In front is Farmer, spoiled away by Davies. Finds a teammate too, and he runs onto it. Will the bounce favour him? Watch out, Molyneux coming the other way. Davies still going at ground level, fights on hard, flips the handball out. Opportunity again here. Wilson's got 3 to beat, shrugs them all, breaks through the pack and then kicks and finds Gilbert. He can play on if he likes from 40 metres. Gilbert will kick another one for the Saints. St Mary's are on fire in the second term. Tiwi have stopped. They're 10-3, and St Mary's go to 4-4-28, the margin 35.
Spoke about them turning the footy over. They didn't turn over the first one, which I reckon they nearly could have, but they got the second one, just cutting off exits, not allowing Tiwi to exit, and they're certainly not allowed to exit with a fast play, turning the footy over. You see here, this guy they say is the fastest player outside the AFL. Great skills. And then finished by Gilbert, who's had a very, very good start to his NTFL career.
So umpire Sam Ward will ball it up in the middle of the ground. Smith and Cruz, at a Cruz double foot jump. Taps it out into the path of Salmon, who can't go with possession of the ball. Cruz follows up really well, comes through the pack, hits the top of the square, goes inside 50 and finds Jeffrey Simon. A little bit better there from the Tiwi Bombers. We looked a little shocked St Mary's start in the first 9 minutes of this quarter. This would be a real settler for Saints. Jeffrey Simon goes in, short, and who else but Del Munkara, about 15 metres out from goal, right in front. Really poor checking from St Mary's, Rick Nolan, after the good effort they've had in the first 9 minutes.
I'll lean on you, Hodgie. Was he at that centre break? Has that come from the... Anyone pick that up?
I'm pretty sure he was at that centre bounce.
Yes. So they're just, he's spread well, and I just can't believe that he can be allowed to take a mark by himself that close to goal.
So
unchecked.
Del Munkara, shot on goal is good. Straight through the middle. That's 2 for Del Munkara now, and Tiwi kicked the steadier. Still 7 goals in front, but nonetheless they needed that desperately, Rick Nolan.
Yeah, there's an old saying used to use a little bit, pair off and notify. It's just when the opposition have got one, you got to get one, and then you got to tell your teammate to get one. And if everyone was to get one and then scream or demand their teammate to get one, well, that situation with Del Munkara being able to do that, it just wouldn't happen.
Just stopped the run a bit of St Mary's, that goal to the Tiwi Bombers after Saints kicked the first 3 goals of the second quarter from TIO Stadium. Round 3 match between the Bombers and St Mary's. Slater is working hard. Also got his teammate there in Shea. Now to Paredes, play on the call. Tungatalam lays a strong tackle, somehow squeezes a kick up towards centre half forward. Rioli to Larson, back to Rioli, who's clever. And Shannon Rioli's about to be run down. Just got a handball away, play on the call, still a Saints chance. Opportunity for McMurray, who slides in, and a very quick reply to St Mary's. They wanted a holding the ball decision and maybe a little unlucky. It's on the board now though. Saints get their 5th and the margin back to 35. Free kick, Ricky?
Possibly. I'll put me St Mary's hat on and say no, but they just kept getting the ball forward, and ended up, Shannon did get, and you'll see in the replay here, has he got a prior opportunity? Yes, he has. Did he get rid of the football? Maybe. And they clean hands. Jared Waite gets it over to Ryan McMurray. His nickname is Ryan McFlurry, one of the best rugby union players in Darwin. And a great clubman, Ryan. I've got a lot of time for him, and he puts it through for a goal.
So Cruz and Clark at it again in the middle. Clark taps straight to Harlan Puttanamiri, who kicks inside 50, and Tom Davies, very smart, drops off his opponent and takes a really good intercept mark inside 50. So he'll bring the ball back in through the centre of the ground. He's got Clark just inside the centre square. He's looking for a run now, but he plays on and kicks long down the line, looking for Wade. Contest with Waite and Luff has been outstanding. Leroy Larson is at the front of the pack, takes possession of the ball on his left foot. Poor kick, but he's got Slater out in that far side all by himself, who's got Rioli in support, steps around Alistair Darcy, kicks inside 50 on his right foot, shot on goal. Shannon Rioli kicks the goal, and Saints get another one closer. Rick Nolan, they are coming back pretty quickly.
Yeah, just halving contests and intercepting contests. Like Tom Davies started that with the intercept in the back line. Shannon Rioli, I reckon's these first couple of games of the year have been his best for, I reckon, nearly 2 years. And he's just slowly getting back to his best. Kicking a goal from 50. If they can get him back to, he was an absolute A+ 3-4 years ago. If they can get him back to that, and there's no Thunder anymore, so he's really got to concentrate on St Mary's. I think it'll be a good sign to Saints, but they're back and it's game on.
6 individual goal scorers now for St Mary's. Austin Wanamiri's gone into the middle for the Tiwis. Don't see that too often these days, normally up on the forward line. Cruz up in ruck against Clark, who wins a decisive tap, but only as far as Molyneux. Down to Wanamiri, sends it up towards centre half forward, taken by Davies to Labastida, back to Davies, now comes out wide to Parry. Parry fumbles the footy and intercepted by Heenan, runs onto it and then kicks off the side of the boot, and it just scrapes through for a behind. Exciting play and well read by the Bombers. Almost dangerous from St Mary's. They got away with it. The margin is 30 points. 14 minutes gone, second quarter.
I'm a bit critical on Parry. You just can't fumble there. Bang, give, you're away, you fumble. Tiwi will just turn it over and score on you.
Jacob Long giving the kicking duties for St Mary's. Kicks wide.
It's a great kick.
Paredes on the far side of the ground. He quickly plays on.
You're away, you Saints.
Larson all by himself on the top of the 50. Crosses the 50 now. Steadies, has a shot on goal, and he has kicked another one. Saints. That's his second, Leroy Larson. Saints definitely closing that gap pretty quickly. Rick Nolan, they've done a great job.
Yep, and Jacob Long's kick out of defence was nearly as elite as his brother. His brother's that's what he is known for, his penetrating kick. And Jacob Long was a terrific kick to Nathan Paredes. Well finished by Leroy, starting to get his hands on the footy. Didn't get near it in the first quarter, so it's good to see him getting his hands on the football.
Is he enjoying having Jared Waite down there? Because all the focus is on Waite. Larson's just running around doing what he likes.
I still reckon Wade will come into it. He's not having, sometimes you have luck in footy, sometimes you don't. He's just not having a real lot of luck at the moment. But I reckon if you keep working hard, he's a professional, I think it will come.
Remember a few years ago when Jared and Brendan Favola played for Waratah, I think he only had 1 or 2 to 3-quarter time at Gardens, and he finished with about 10. They get an amazing last quarter. So let's hope Jared Waite turns it on. Great to see him up here in the NTFL. And it's Raf Clark up in ruck against Cruz. Clark wins the tap again, but only as far as Cruz, who does the roving work. Kicks towards centre half. Davies, who's coming into the game across half back, takes a very strong mark.
It's his third intercept mark in 5 minutes.
Clark has broken away to the wing. He takes a strong mark by hand over the top. Opportunity here for Gilbert. Shrugs the tackle of Darcy. He's got a player running by. Opts to go by foot instead, and Wilson on the third juggle takes it right on the 50.
He can kick a very, very long way, Anthony Wilson. The distance won't be an issue.
Got one already. This to bring it back to an 18-point ball game after they trail by 54 points at quarter time. They are kicking with the breeze, but it's more so their general play. The wind isn't that strong for viewers at home. He kicks from 52. Lovely strike. Is he a better set shot than Matthew Bricknell, Ricky Nolan? What a wonderful kick. It's the 8th goal to St Mary's. They trail by 18.
Actually not bad on the run. I'll go back to Tom Davies. 3 intercept marks in the last 5 minutes to set up goals. He had a pretty good quarter, and that's where Saints in the first quarter, they just couldn't get near them because they weren't able to intercept marks. So certainly turn that side around, and I reckon Raf Clark's doing a pretty good job in the middle as well.
What a sweet strike. Wonderful kicking technique.
Wouldn't think those skinny legs to kick that far, would you? So Anthony Valijo, first year of St Mary's Premier League coach, the move of Raf Clark this quarter, Rick Nolan, probably been the turning point of this game.
Yep, been a very good move.
So all up in the middle of the ground. Smith back into the ruck now against Simpson. Tunga Tullum takes first position, but doesn't. Yeah, no, he's been given a high.
Ooh.
He didn't really take possession of the footy and was taken high by Paredes. So Tunga Tullum now kicks long and wide to the half forward. Again, Davies sets himself and takes a very good intercept mark. That's intercept mark number 4 for the quarter. He quickly goes to Gilbert on the far side, who has got his running shoes on today. He's on the far side of the ground. He's kicked forward to Paredes. He's won a great kick, but Paredes plenty of time to kick ball inside 50. Waite and Luff again go at it, and the ball just trickles out of bounds. Luff probably had the better of that contest so far today, Rick Nolan.
Yeah, Luff, he's South Fremantle, played 68 senior games at South Fremantle and Peel Thunder, so he's no goose, and played a couple of games for T.W.E last year, so he'd be a good pick-up and pretty handy the week that Jared Waite comes in.
So Smith takes it out of the ruck, tries to have a shot on goal. Box picks up and kicks another one for St Mary's. So the first gamer in Box has kicked a fantastic goal, and the Saints all started from Ryan Smith in the ruck. Almost had a shot on goal, but was smothered, and Box cleaned up and kicked the goal.
It's an unbelievable game of football. 10 goals.
It's incredible.
There's been 19 goals scored to that end, I think it is. It might be 18 goals scored to that end. The wind isn't a factor. I've been at Marara all day today. It's unbelievable. There's a bit of a stat in football these days. with a network with a few coaches in metropolitan football of not worrying about the player that gets 30 touches. Look at the player that sets up goals. So you look back at the vision, see who's involved in that goal. And Tom Davies would be one if you were looking at that stat. He's touched the footy a lot and set up a lot of goals from the back half.
Good ruck work by Simpson, Harley Puruntara-Mary. And as far as Nick Yaron, he weathered the storm, then two came at him and he got away with it. There'll be another ball up by the real estate merchant, the 22-year-old property owner Sam Wood. Umpire number 25 throws up, smashed by Ryan Smith out towards the wing. The loping Jared Waite comes at it, shrugs the tackle of Matthew Cantilla, buries the short pass. Over the top it comes. Wilson can't run onto it. Comes to Gilbert. He's taken in a strong tackle by Darcy. Finally got rid of it, holding the footy. Penalised, well tackled, and Darcy, who's laid a couple of strong tackles, wins the free and sends it out wide to Luff in the left back pocket. He pokes a little kick over the top, wanting Braden Rioli. Running onto it strongly, though, is Jacob Long, taken down by the shoulders if he wasn't paid the mark. So St Mary's have a chance to get another goal this quarter. 19 minutes gone. We've seen him leg a couple from the goal square in defence. He heaves that one, but in seeking distance is out of bounds on the full.
So you just got to sum up the situation, Jake. He's a young kid, but you've got an ex-AFL superstar at the top of the goal square. Just give him a chance and get it to the front of the square. No need to kick the goal from 55 or even have a shot at it. Just play the percentages.
You're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the 2019-20 TIO NTFL season. You're watching on the radio listening to the radio simulcast. Here's a chance for McMurray. He pokes a little kick in the direction of Slater. Slapped to ground. Braxton Armack comes up with a footy. Still a chance for Slater. Taken high. Must be a free kick surely against Jason Puruntara-Mary. I think the umpire has now paid a... Well, it's umpiring round, so he can't be too unkind. He was unsighted. There was no way he could have seen that. There was too many players in the way, and Puruntara-Mary bounces his way out of defence.
I think umpire Morrison thought he dropped his head there in that contest. So Nick Yaron at the front of the contest pushes off poor Jimmy. Strong tackle from Jared Cunningham. Ball bounced out of bounds. Bit going on here. Umpire Morrison is going to...
Saints have got control of this game. What are they doing? Jaden Shea's given away a 50. It's just... You've got control of the game, momentum. You don't want to let them score.
So Cunningham kick inside here to Harley Puruntara-Mary. Takes the mark centre wing just inside the square. Not too much on offer there. A bit shy now going long down the line with Tom Davies and his intercept mark. So he's looking for something a little bit shorter. Doesn't get it. Long works the mark very well. And he's giving away a free kick. So the kick's been given down the ground. Just umpires trying to get a bit of control back in the game. Here it is, umpiring round. Woody has the ball on 50. Short kick inside. Mankara can't take the mark. Labustina checking him very closely. Labustina comes away from the contest really well with the footy, and a short kick forward to Gilbert, who plays on now. Inside 50, long kick. Baird and Paredes. Very smart use of his body. Is the ball going to bounce for him? Baird does an outstanding job to get back, but Paredes kicks the goal. Drew the free kick, good enough to get up and kick the goal. So Paredes kicks another one. That is 9 for St Mary's for this quarter, so 10 goals Tiwi Bombers first quarter, 9 to St Mary's in the second quarter. Ricky Nolan.
Henry Labusita, take your hat off, outstanding. He set up that goal. He's gone to Mankara this quarter and he's been really closed him down. It was a one-on-one there with Henry, took it, but Nathan Paredes' core is unbelievable, but just again it was set up through an intercept mark off half back through Henry Labusita, who they've just tightened up down back.
Not quite sure what's set off. A bit of aggro in this game. It had been just bubbling along okay. All of a sudden, a nasty bit of...
Saints didn't need to do it. There's been a couple. There was one in the middle they were lucky to get away with, and they've got massive momentum in this game.
Clark wins the tap. Cruz just let him go up. Yaron, he was involved in that little bit of scrimmage at half-back. Now Slater, who's been good this quarter, gives it to Clark. Runs to 55. Short pass is just too short there. Didn't quite meet its man. Gilbert wanting the ball to come out. The Bombers just getting a kick away. Cosmos, Port Jimmy. Armat throws it out to Wilson. Wilson by hand to Paredes. Gathers, tries to shimmy. Got a handball away, but chopped down to Puruntara-Mary. He's got players running at him. Slater was one of those, and he's got time to get the kick away out into the right back pocket, and done. On the bounce in front of Cullen. Too much pace. Has a bounce. Can maybe have another. Instead opts to kick and finds Tipping Woody in the middle. Jared Waite stands the mark. Adam Tippingwoody kicks up towards half forward with a low pass. Munkara couldn't complete the mark. He's got Salmon for company. Good duel this one. Munkara clever. Slips the tackle. Wants his left. Gets around Salmon. Still going down. Munkara. Vacant goal square. Will it clear the pack? Tungatalam! Brilliant play by Munkara. Two of the big names of Tiwi footy. Dion Munkara and Ross Tungatalam, and a settling goal leading by just 6 points after leading by 54 at quarter time is just what the Tiwi Bombers want.
My learning cue to young Salmon, if I was Anthony Village, I'd be cutting some vision up. He went to ground in that against Dion Munkara. I reckon he had him. He went to ground. The moment he went to ground, he was able to get the ball to Tungatalam.
Tungatalam has 2, and that is the margin of the Tiwi Bombers at the 24-minute mark of the second quarter. Tiwi 12-4, St Mary's 10-4. It's a ripping game of TIO NTFL footy.
You were looking at me, Hodgie. Anything else that you had to add? But just here, you just can't go to ground. Go to ground, it's all over. You've just got to keep your feet. He's balanced. Missed tackle turns into a TV1. Go, Hodgie.
You saw it in that background there, David Cruz on the ground. He was trying to run to support Munkara, who had the little shake and bake, and Cruz has just fallen over his own feet, trying to work out what Munkara was doing. It was outstanding play.
Here's a good game of football. Might be 200 each. Have we ever had a game of football?
Let's hope so. So back into the middle, Clark and Cruz. Cruz's plan has been to stay down in all these contests, and will he do the same in this contest?
Jared Wade been off?
I think he has. So Cruz and Clark. Clark puts it into space. Tungatalam almost chops it off. Braden Rioli was held without the ball. Slater again inside the pack. Quick handball forward. Gilbert gives it forward to Rioli, running the wrong way away from goal. And he has been pinged for holding the ball. Peltomini now. Kick out wide. Tungatalam by himself on the far side, but umpire Andre Price-Quintner has called it back.
I agree with what you said about Slater. I watched the first quarter. I thought you went from here to Pluto away from being able to play at this level, but this quarter he's been very, very, very good.
So kick on the far side. Jason Puntanameri has his second bounce. Is running on that far side of the ground. Kick inside 50. Poor kick to Harley Puntanameri. Jacob Long does a good job to get it out of bounds for St Mary's in that far back pocket in front of the Mockle-Long accommodation on the far side.
I'll go to church, I think, at half-time and ask for another half of footy like this. It's absolutely sensational after half-time.
Good to watch, isn't it? 25 and a half gone second quarter. The margin is 2 goals. Quick snap out of the pack. Up towards full forward. Roy Farmer slips the tackle, then slips to ground. And Jack Long, his grandfather namesake. It's the memorial round. Passed away earlier this year, the patriarch of the Long family. Salmon comes up with a footy, has a bounce. He's been impressive. It comes back to him eventually. He wants to flare it out wide to Slater. He's got another player in box further than that. Big collision coming out. Luffs wants to take a couple on. He looks back and glares at Braxton Armat, who's inviting him for another contest. And with a boundary throw in between wing and half forward. Morris Rioli grandstand side.
So ball in here, umpire Hutt brings it back into play. Clark and Cruz go at it again. Clark takes it out of the ruck. New rules say that that's not holding the ball. So he gets the ball forward. Rioli tries to handball back inside to nobody. Picked up here by Cosmos Port Jimmy, who shows the afterburners, and he's out the far side. Now he's got absolutely no one out on that far side. Handballs back towards Gunn, who now has his second bounce. He's got his teammates now running for him, and there is the siren.
Half-time here at TIO Stadium. A thrilling first half of footy. The first quarter was all Tiwi. St Mary's have bounced back with a 9-goal second quarter and trail by just 12 points. 12-4-76 the Bombers. The Saints 10-4-64.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet, and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Absolutely 0.
0.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's hire gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Kennard's making job easy.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Looking for the best and brightest to join your team? At Quality People, we specialise in finding quality, hard-to-get professionals, and we have an office right here in Darwin. Kick your recruitment goals with Quality People. qualitypeople.com.au.
Now that's quality.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors.
Wedding or birthdays coming up? Maybe a get-together with friends and family? Waratah Clubhouse at Gardens Oval is the perfect venue for your next community function. Celebrating the home to one of Darwin's iconic football clubs, Waratah Clubhouse.
getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
So both teams are on the ground. Tiwi Bombers are in place and still in a huddle at the Michael Long Centre end. Just breaking now, St Mary's. It's been a half of 2 quarters, Andrew Hodges. Amazing game so far. Tiwi Bombers kicked 10 goals to 1 in the first quarter, and in the second quarter it was all St Mary's, 9 goals to 2. And the margin as we go into the third quarter is just 12 points. There is a bit of a breeze to the airport end, although as I look at the flags now, they're sort of a little more limp than they have been for the first half, so maybe the wind is dying down. But it's been an exciting brand of footy, Ricky Nolan.
It's been as enjoyable game of football I've ever seen. It's just plenty of goals, plenty of ball movement. I reckon it's been an absolute ripper of a game.
It has been a fantastic. We've been very treated to an outstanding first half of footy, and hopefully we can get the same again in this second half.
Talk about that forward line of Tiwi's, Hodgie. Tangatalam, Dale Mankara, Jared Cunningham, there's some talent up there. With Tip and Woody, there's some leg speed forward.
So Clark and Simpson again, Molyneux out of the middle, quick kick inside 50. Davies sets himself. Farmo, great contest, brings the ball to ground, wins possession of the ball. Quick handball out to Harley Puddintatamiri. Good pressure from Rioli. Slater, handball out wide, doesn't hit his target. Ball just pops around, no one can take possession. Molyneux enters and takes possession off to Cunningham. Quick kick forward on his left foot. Not a great kick, and Tippum Woody underneath it takes a mark in the far forward pocket over the St Mary's club side of the ground. Plays on quickly, shot on goal, and bang. Within 30 seconds, we have a goal from Tippum Woody, and that is his second for the day. Ricky Nolan, good start by the Tiwi Bombers.
Good, out of the middle. They've gone with the fastest forward line in football history. And yeah, not like Saints can't match up on it, but I don't think there'd be a football side in Australia that could match up on it. So, yeah, very good start.
It's almost the Harlem Globetrotters of
exactly.
NTFL up there, isn't it? So, very impressive start by the Tiwi Bombers, starting the third quarter as they did the first. So maybe this is the scoring end. Cross.
Yeah, just 3 goals of the 23 have been kicked to the Michael Long centre end. Great brand of footy being played. We're looking at the Tiwi Island bench there. The co-coaches Jamie Scrimger, and we saw Austin Wanamiri, the former Melbourne Demon, as Clark wins again in the middle. Running onto it strongly, Shannon Rioli comes up to him. Sidesteps a couple, almost I should say, into clear space. Kicks in a Larson direction. Runs through the legs of Nate Paredes. He fights on at ground level, taken down in a strong tackle. Umpire says over the shoulder. Wilson runs onto it, and Wilson is across the face, right across the face, out of bounds on the full, looking for the quick reply, not to be. Margin stays 18 points in the Bombers' favour.
So Puddintatamiri, quick kick to Baird, can't take possession of the ball. Yaron mops up, comes inside 50. Cruz, good run down tackle from behind, doesn't quite get it. Box shot on goal and to the near side behind. So he's been very lively, young Box, and after quarter time, Nick Yaron's been very good for St Mary's, Ricky Nolan.
He has. This is where Saints just got to man up, don't allow this fast play. This is exactly what they want Tiwi to do. Just make sure they kick long down the line.
So Puddintatamiri, handball forward, looking for Babu. He finds him now. Long kick down the line, looking for Cunningham. Jacob Long just pushes him under the flight of the ball. Tippum Woody on the far side, off the back of his heel, out of bounds on the full. No, the umpire is going to throw it in on the far side.
I think Saints had gone with Jared Waite at centre half forward earlier. Would I just give him, he's had so much bad luck. Just give him 5 minutes at full forward.
He's inside the defensive 50 here, at the moment, so just...
Here's 2.
Clark and Cruz go at it again on the far side, straight through the legs of, I think that was Cunningham. Slater in under again, gets possession out to Labastida. Kick comes wide now, looking for Yaron, drops what he should have taken. Time to regather, kick out into space to Box. Not a great kick, and it's going to go out of bounds right in front of us, and Harley Puddintatamiri calling for deliberate, doesn't get it. So he probably had a case there, but it was a poor skill execution from Yaron.
If Clark's doing well in the ruck, I reckon it's been a good move putting him in there.
Adam Parry's doing the ruck work this time. Short but strong build. Cruz wins the tap over the back. Molyneux somehow gets ball to boot cleverly to Jeffrey Simon, who quietened down in the second quarter. Most of his teammates did as well. He kicks it up towards the forward line. Little nudge there from Tangatalam to the back of the pack, and Jack Long kicks high outside defensive 50, looking for Jeffrey Simon, and he drops the mark. And he's going to win a free kick. Quite short that's for. A free kick for a push, apparently.
A bit unlucky there, Tom Davies.
Davies was the infringer, so Simon, another possession, pokes one into the pocket. Beautifully weighted ball. Ref Clark slid across the front of the pack, couldn't get hands to it, and Harley Purantatameri will have a shot on goal from 35 metres. Tough angle, close to the boundary.
I reckon we've seen him kick a couple here from last week. Rick?
Yeah, he's in directly in front and he ran to about here. Sort of Jared Waite started on Harley Purantatameri then, and then they got the ball. Jared Waite afterwards went, how did he get that ball then?
So you'd imagine he'll aim for the left goal post and swing it back through the middle for his second goal. Tiwi's have got a lead of 17 points. They've kicked their only goal of the third quarter so far. He aims it way too far to the left. A huge fly in the pack by a Tiwi player, but the mark's taken by Jared Waite, now playing in defence, and he bounces his way. That's about his first mark for the afternoon and about his second or third kick. He looks for Salmon through his hands, comes to Rioli. Salmon went past, but Rioli ignores that, and he kicks all alone is McMurray. He can play on. Closing him down is Darcy. Well played. He's got Larson alone at the top of the goal square. Purantatameri's with him now. Smith a chance. Cruz comes the other way. Picked up by David Cruz. Smith a good tackle. Shrugging the tackle there of Shea was Cruz, and he kicks it out towards half forward. Only as far as McMurray, though. He's brought down in a tackle. Coming through is Cullen. Get out of my way, he says, and bashes a handball in the Larson direction. Taken down from behind. Was he pushed in the back? He was. Free kick against David Cruz. And it'll be a free kick to St Mary's. It's Shea, I think it might be, who's got the free kick in the forward pocket. He wanted to go back towards Cullen, but Shea has it 50 metres out on the boundary line.
So you'd love Jared Waite to be up there.
He kicks towards the goal square. Got a bit of tall timber, huge leap at front of the pack was Smith. Socket off the ground by Gilbert. And a goal to St Mary's. They get the reply in this third quarter. And the margin is back to 11 points.
Well, a piece, if they can keep going like that, that'll be good. I think it was one of the Saints players flew a bit earlier, a bit lucky not to give the free kick away. It might have been Braxton Ahmad, I think, here. Just got to touch the footy like that. Not too bad.
So Waite just moving himself back forward again here. Ricky spent part of that last 5 minutes in defence. Might be a strategy move that he starts forward, then moves as a free player down back.
I think Gilbert's had a decent debut, hadn't he? He's played well.
So the two rucks a bit confused there which way they were going. They're both standing on the wrong side of the centre circle. The umpire's now fixed it. And
Molly Cruz and Ryan Smith, two highly intelligent people as well.
Smith tapped down Paredes, quick kick forward. McMurray's met hard by Rioli, who has looked to make sure he's okay. Paredes has just picked the ball up, kicked inside 50, and Rioli has given Paredes one in the back of the head, and the umpire has awarded the kick down the ground. And
Shannon Rioli directly in on a 45-degree angle.
I reckon Shannon was about 30 metres away from that, and he's made sure he's the one getting the kick, which for St Mary's is
a 50.
So bit of ill discipline coming in here for the Tiwi Bombers. Disappointing. Started the quarter so well, and they've just given Saints another one. Shannon Rioli kicked one. He started this quarter very well for St Mary's, Rick Nolan. He's moved into the middle of the ground. He's kicked 2 goals for the game and starting to impose himself on the game.
Best football he's played for a good 2 years. I thought probably Thunder, I think when you were coaching and made the finals, I thought he had a good year that year, Hodgie. And he's back to something around that. Another thing, I've got a bit of a theory on Nathan Paredes. I reckon it takes him 2 games. It's always his 3rd game. He usually starts to turn it on. Been pretty good today, but I just got a feeling he's going to have a huge last quarter or quarter and a half. Just watch out for Nathan Paredes.
He's starting to get his hands on the ball around these stoppages as well.
5-point ball game. Great effort by St Mary's. They trail by 54 points at quarter time. Paredes, the man the experts just spoke about, Ricky Nolan and Andrew Hodges. Bursting out from centre half back was Luff. Cruz tries to break through a few as well. Alistair Darcy comes up with a footy. It's tight and tough inside the centre square. The game is certainly lifted. Well done by Slater. His kick in the Shea direction won't quite get there. It stays across the half back line. Babui lays a strong tackle on Wilson. He's pinged him. No. Ball up, says the umpire.
It's that number 25, what's his name again? The bought a house. Young, 22 years of age, and he bought a house.
By Sam Wood.
Must be a very switched on guy.
I think he's cashed in on the low property prices potentially.
I heard there's another 2 gas trains going to be built during the week, so he might be onto something.
Shea laid a strong tackle and was pinged for holding the ball. T.W.E, a good strong tackle. So the Tiwi Bombers get a chance to break off half-back, and they need it because the Saints are coming. St Mary's have kicked 2 of the 3 goals this quarter, and the margin is just 5 points, having been 54 points as Cosmos Port Jimmy Marks at right half-back.
This is where Saints have changed things. They're just making them kick down the line like this, bail-out kick. That's what Tiwi don't want to do.
So Port Jimmy flies through, picks up possession, handball forward, smart handball for Jeffrey Simon, who's got Tip and Woody on his outside. Quick handball forward again to Farmer. He's a great kick of the football. Kicks to advantage, looking for Cunningham. Great body work by Cunningham there. Turns to his left foot, shot on goal, and kicks another one. Bang, as easy as you like. Tiwi have moved the ball down the ground. That's Cunningham's first for the day. He's looked dangerous a bit further up the ground, but first opportunity closer to goal, and he kicks it Rick Nolan.
Bit of an Irish shuffle by Cunningham, and he put it through, but he's got to kick it to his advantage side. You spoke about his skills, Farmer Hodgie. Look at that kick.
Smart use of the body.
Yeah. Bit of a shuffle, left, right. He'll do that Discovery nightclub light on tonight, and that was a great goal.
It's interesting, probably 12 months ago, that was in the back. Now the new rules allowing a forward to protect their space. So that's all he did there, is protected his space and used it really well.
I like that rule, and I like that the ruckman is allowed to use his strength and grab the ball at a throw-in. The 2 rules that I like.
Back in the middle. Little gap now of 11 points. Leroy Larson, I think, is the injured player off for Saints. He's got 3 on the bench at the moment. Harley Purantatameri throws it on the boot, gets 30 metres, still inside the centre square. Jacob Long, Paredes, Gilbert. Kick to a contest. In fact, Gilbert's down in that contest. Might have been Cullen who kicked it in that direction. Smith goes off the ground, gets 20 metres towards the half-forward flank. Braxton Armat lays a strong tackle. Gilbert had followed up and was wrestled over the boundary line by Luff for a boundary throw in between wing and half-forward in front of the Morris Rioli grandstand here at TIO Stadium.
Just a question, Hodgie. We're talking about rule changes. 666. There's been pretty high standard big scores kicked this year of the games of NTFL football around 3. Do you think it's got anything to do with that?
Yeah, absolutely. It gives the midfielders an opportunity to clear the ball without half-forwards and half-backs racing in at the square.
McMurray got it out to Paredes. He sends it inside, attacking 50. Back of the pack, Jason Purantatameri. A couple of Saints around him as a hold, and it's going to Purantatameri. Last line of defence for the Tiwi Bombers. He'll flare it to the outer side. Lovely left foot kick out to Harley Purantatameri. He's just slowed up by Yaron. Yaron's got some good pace, and he forced him back towards the boundary line. High kick to a contest. Paredes will gather the footy. Got away there from Dion Munkara, had a couple of bounces, and then kicks inside, attacking 50, centering ball, spoiled away, good clever footy. Comes to Simpson. Slater there for St Mary's. Cantilla over the top of him. Parry gets the handball back to Raf Clark. He's got a bit of time from 40 metres off the side of the boot, and it won't make the distance. And there'll be a mark in the last line of defence again to Harley Purantatameri, who'll send the ball out towards the half-back flank, and Jeffrey Simon takes a neat mark.
So Simon now has got Simpson running down the line for him, finds him. Good sliding mark there by Simpson. He's been a bit quiet in the last quarter and a half, but he's got his hands on the footy here. So he'll kick long down the line, as Rick Nolan said. Not a great option for the Bombers. Waite flies in, playing as that extra man. Smart handball from Cunningham out the back. Ball bounces perfectly for Dion Munkara on his left foot. Kicks to advantage of his good mate Ross Tungatalam, and ball a little bit too far. And it goes for a behind. So Tiwi looking pretty dangerous here.
He had Austin Wanamari on then, decided to go to Ross Tungatalam, which is fair enough. Every day of the week you would as well, but yeah, he just could have spotted that up to Austin.
Margin is 12 points, 14-5 plays 12-5. Tiwi leads St Mary's. The word why they only have 3 on the bench, St Mary's, is Leroy Larson is off, having a rest. He's a bit stuffed, is the official word. He's in the cool room. Very hot day. Waite stretches and marks. He beats Darcy to the footy at half-back. Plays on quickly to Shannon Rioli. Too quick for Molyneux. His handball back to Parry. He wants to get it off quickly. Jack Long was good. Wade has made 20 metres up the ground. Clever handball, though. It's right at the feet of Raf Clark, and he couldn't bend down and pick it up. So Wade fights on again. He might receive it once more. Comes to Braxton Armat. Kicks in towards the pocket. One grab, not the second. Wilson went past the footy. Comes to Cullen. Hooks the kick around through the legs there towards Smith. Back to Wilson for St Mary's. Was he taken high as he slid to ground? The umpire said yes. Free kick to Wilson. The Bombers defenders, Luff in particular, can't believe it. Wilson was sliding to ground, but there was a high tackle, and they have a shot on goal, 30 out, 45-degree angle.
I wonder, Andrew, whether Leroy Larson has drank his 8 litres of water that the sports scientists have asked before a game, so that will be one interesting fact.
One would suggest not if he's sitting in the aircon. I think one player that would have an excuse to go sit in the aircon would be Jared Waite. Straight out of the Melbourne weather into a 2:30 game here in Darwin.
He stood up pretty well, hasn't he? That was a great passage of play. Hands on knees now at half forward. But he had about 3 or 4 contests.
I reckon Paredes will go for a break now, forward for about 5 minutes, and then I reckon he'll come back on. I'd love Jared when Paredes goes back into the middle for the last 5 minutes. I'd love Jared Waite to go deep in the goal square. I'd probably try and put Paredes, Shannon Rioli on the ball, try and put the big guns there with Waite deep forward, but Paredes will rest forward at the moment. 9 players have kicked 2. Wilson to become the first player on the ground to kick 3 goals for the afternoon. It's across the face, and a mark has been taken right on the last line by Jason Purantatameri. 15 minutes gone, third quarter, TIO Stadium, the Tiwi Bombers 89, St Mary's 77.
So Tippin Woody finds Dunn now centre wing. He's broken hard. He's played on inside, kicking the ball up to half forward where Austin Wanameri's pushed his opponent. Lapistino does a great job coming off his man.
Henry, well done.
30 metres off his man to affect that contest. Jack Long, quick kick forward. Wilson, who taps it over his head. Paredes now still playing on ball. Handball forward to Gilbert on his left foot. Kicks inside 50 looking for Smith, but Purantatameri there all by himself. Smith potentially had to do a better job at affecting that contest
just
there.
With Labazita, he left Ross Tungatalum. If you're going to do it, you've got to impact the contest. So it's either green light or red light. There's no orange light. He went green light and he impacted the contest.
So Purantatameri playing a bit of cat and mouse with Ryan Smith. Gets the kick away down centre wing. Not much on offer. Darcy 2-on-1. He had Waite and Clark. Waite gets back. Handballs the ball inside. Looking for Slater, who finds some space. Very well done, young man. He gets the ball back to Jack Long, who tucks the ball away. Goes with his left to Raf Clark, who picks up on the half volley. Another quick kick forward. Tom Gilbert on half forward now for St Mary's. Looks inside 50. Kicks long, looking for a teammate. Luff does another great job. Spalling gathers. Handball forward to Palapamini. And he just short kick to Mankara. Handball inside to Molyneux. Mankara comes running past for the 1-2. Kicks down the line. He's found Jeffrey Simon. There's a heap of Tiwi Bombers here all by themselves. Got himself into a bit of a pickle there and probably needed to do better than that. Rick Nolan did Jeffrey Simon. He's had a good day today, but that wasn't his best effort.
I'll give Adam Parry a rap as well, though. I just reckon he manned the mark really, really well there as well. But I reckon Jared Waite needs a 5-minute spell in the ice bath.
Jack Long received from Labastida. He trots along the boundary line, thumps it long to the wing. In front is Raf Clark. Up he goes through his fingertips there. Cosmos brought Jimmy. And will be a play on call close to the boundary line. Well played by Gilbert. He tried to bury his way through 3. And then, Braden Rioli wants to go again. Not sure that's the wisest play by Braden Rioli. He's been caught up in a bit of pushing and shove today. And the wrestle continues close to the boundary line near the concrete. Raf Clark's involved. One player's had his shirt ripped off
smart
completely.
Play. Good work, Paredes. Good work.
Play on the call. Over the top comes Yaron. Box was there. Dunn was there. Jason Purantatameri wrapped up in a strong tackle. Leroy Larson's back on after that rest in the cool room. Strong tackle on Smith. And the umpire will come in. Tempers are flaring.
It's interesting, both sides trying to impose their physicality, but it's at the wrong time. It's behind the play. And so Molyneux now clears with a handball inside. Smart option to Dunn, but
I'm just going to give the umpire a rap there. He got straight in and balled it up straight. You could tell the heat was still on. He got straight in and balled it up, and now St Mary's got the 50.
Not sure what's happening here.
St Mary's got a free kick, and then I think someone mouthed off, and I reckon Paredes is going to have a shot from about 25 out.
So both sides trying to lift the physicality in the game, but probably not at the right times. Oh, some soft free kicks. Paredes shot on goal, and it's come back. It's fallen short.
The last kick went like that. It was Anthony Wilson kicked it fell short like that.
But he's potentially stronger out there than we first thought.
So it was a point registered. So the margin's back to 11 points. 19 minutes gone in the third quarter. It's been a much tighter third quarter. There has just been the 4 goals scored after having 22 goals scored in the first half. And the kick hasn't hit its target. Palapumini, watch out. Salmon coming the other way. Gilbert, Baird to Salmon. Opportunity here for St Mary's. They've got the numbers. McMurray runs onto the footy. Quick ball to Ralph Clark. Goal St Mary's. The margin is back to 5 points. The Saints get their 13th. Tiwi 14-5-89. St Mary's 13-6-84.
Bradley Palapumini, just a touch lazy there. Went with it with one hand. Went to a turnover. Salmon did real well and centred the footy. McMurray didn't fumble. He was terrific, Ryan McMurray. You can see here. First grab the footy, drawed, give, and Ralph Clark finishes off. Just keeping the ball in the front half was a very good goal. Well done to Ryan McMurray, a player I've got a lot of time for. Always turns up the trainer with a smile, shakes the volunteers' hands, says hello. It's what you build a footy club around, those sort of people. And he's played a pretty good game.
So Smith and Cruz at it again. Cruz, fresh airy. Smith punches it forward, comes back into his hands. He's just bashed it forward. Shannon Rioli comes out to meet it, gets a bad bounce. Alistair Darcy picks up. Smith, great intercept, handball. He kicks forward. Not a great kick, but he finds Waite nonetheless. Waite shot on goal. Can he kick the goal? No, he can't. The ball goes out of bounds. So potentially the wind at that end of the ground's playing havoc. We've seen a few shots from St Mary's this quarter who haven't quite hit their target. A shot on goal. The ball's out of bounds in their full pocket, which means a stoppage for St Mary's, which is a win. So umpire brings ball back into play. Smith and Cruz at it again. Smith pushes him out of the way. Ball underneath. Shea goes in. Cruz, good tackle, strong tackle. And the umpire is going to ball up again. That's umpire Sam Wood.
It's been a good couple of minutes, Ryan Smith. Just watch Shannon Rioli at this stoppage.
Smith down to Wade, quick kick, and it has gone out of bounds on the full. So probably needed Shannon Rioli on the end of that rather than Wade.
Yeah.
You're watching Aboriginal TV Channel 4's coverage of the TIO 2019-20 NTFL season, or listening via our radio simulcast. The Bombers trying to clear. Salmon up against Dunn. Well done by Salmon. Handball to Rioli. 45 out. Drills the pass to Clark.
Josh Salmon outstanding. Turns it into the ball being Tiwi's way. Turns it into a 50-50 by bringing it to ground. Then he turns the footy over, handballs to, who was it, Shannon Rioli, who hit Ralph Clark, no, Jared Wade, I think it might have been, who hit Ralph Clark lace out.
At quarter time, St Mary's trailed by 54 points. At the 21.5-minute mark of the third quarter, they still haven't hit the front, they trail by 4 points.
Good build up there, Rob.
13-7-85 St Mary's, 14-5-89 Tiwi.
So that's Puttentata Mary brings out the far side. As Cantella takes the mark out in front of Larson, who's come out of the aircon room. Ball kick inside. Great mark by James Box. Inside 50. I'm not sure if he's got the distance from there, but he's going back looking pretty confident that he can kick it. So
Jared Wade on there if they want it.
He has gone forward. He's got Luff with him at the moment. Not sure if can Box make the distance. He's loaded up. It's the wind's pulled it up short. Wade in the front of the pack is taking a really good mark, and that's probably one of his first marks up forward for the day, Ricky Nolan.
He's played back nearly the whole quarter. It's been his best quarter. I reckon it's good coach, and just that last 5 minutes put Paredes and, say, Shannon Rioli on the ball and see if they can get it to him a few times, especially late in the quarter.
So Waite shot on goal, and he's kicked it. First goal for St Mary's, Jared Waite, the AFL champion, and he has they've hit the front. Finally, Rob Cross, you build up earlier. They've finally hit the front, and it's the first time they've hit the front all day. So great goal there by Waite and great build up by St Mary's. Great pressure right around the ground.
Third quarter, the 22-minute and 55-second mark, they hit the lead. He said to the AFL champion, "I'll go with the North Melbourne champion." Hodgie?
I'm still dirty that he left the Blues.
I think he played 184 games at Carlton, about 60 at North Melbourne.
Yeah, and they were far better at Carlton, just quietly.
Back in the middle, 10 individual goal scorers for St Mary, 9 individual goal scorers for Tiwi. It's Simpson up against Raf Clark, and so, in fact it's Braxton Armat who's gone into the ruck. Tiwi Bombers will be against the breeze in the last quarter as the match turned completely around. Shea, high kick for St Mary's. Paridi running back with a flight, takes it at the third attempt. Good courage. Will play on quickly. Tiwi are stopping. Have they got another goal in them before three-quarter time, the Saints? Darcy runs hard. Parides kicks down Larson's throat directly in front, 35 metres out to extend the margin to 8 points.
Nathan Parides has been pretty good this quarter. Very good out of a stoppage. Good vision. And you'd think Leroy Larson's been sitting in the ice bath for three quarters of this quarter, so he should have no problems putting this straight through the middle.
Can he ice it? He's kicked 2 for his third goal. And an 8-point margin to Saints, 24 minutes into the third quarter. Leroy Larson kicks on goal. Leroy Larson kicks a goal. St Mary's by 8 points. Their biggest margin of the day. They trail by 54 points at quarter time. Can Tiwi turn this around?
What a game of football. Yeah, so they always call it a little bit of junk time. Sometimes Tiwi can tire, but just Parides here, his vision is unbelievable. Just holds the footy. Great vision. He had Jared Wade on, but he's just pulled it back to Leroy Larson, and that's just outstanding, Nathan.
So Parides and Rioli, probably two of the prime movers this quarter for Saints. You would agree, Rick?
Been terrific. Yeah, I love Shannon in this centre bounce with just a couple of minutes to go.
So young Box, Shea and Parides in there for St Mary's, and Matt taps it into this path of Parides, gets a poor bounce, but Rostungatulum takes possession, a bit of a shake and bake, turns every which way, kicks forward. He's found Dale Mankara, who wheels around onto that trusty left foot, who has kicked an absolute bullet to Austin Wanamiri. That is skill at its best. They're the guys you need. They need the ball in their hands. Rostungatulum, Mankara, Tippum Woody, and now Austin Wanamiri kicking the goal would be the steadier for.
He's looking around Austin here. I reckon he's got a calf issue. He's just looking for someone to pass it. You talk about skill level. That's just elite at the highest level, isn't it? Mankara's kick.
So Wanamiri shot on goal, brings it back nicely, and that is number 3 for Austin Wanamiri, and the Tiwi Bombers get themselves to 15-5-95, to Saints 15-7-97, a 2-point ball game. As you said, Rick, elite skills from the Tiwi Bombers.
You just see Dion Mankari. At any level of football, look at that kick. It's beautiful. Now Tom Davies is right on, defending well, right on Wanamari's, right up his backside, and just there's nothing you can do about skill level like that. Shannon's coming to the middle, so good coaching by Anthony Velojo.
The high scoring continues, 11 goals in each of the first 2 quarters between these two sides.
Same with Gilbert as well, so they've got their dream team in there, Saints.
Braxton Armat is contested well back in the middle, wins a decisive tap. Parides runs onto the footy. Kungatulum lays a tackle. Dunn stands strongly across centre half back. Slight fumble, gathers, kicks the ball up towards half forward. Carly Purantatameri is caught behind. Jeffrey Simon overruns the footy. Parry does well. Can he farm it out? He does to Wilson. The speedster gets away from Jeffrey Simon, and the kick inboard to Yaron was excellent across the half-back line. That ends the third quarter. We are set up for an absolute ripping final term here at TIO Stadium. Three-quarter time. St Mary's 15-7-97. The Tiwi Bombers 15-5-95.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
come in and see us.
Still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just a few moments away from the last quarter.
St Mary's have just broken from their huddle. Tiwi remain in theirs. What a comeback it's been from St Mary's. They've played 2 games so far this season. The TIO NTFL season for 2 wins after the club's first ever wooden spoon last season. They've bounced back with a vengeance. But at quarter time, it looked like their season was going on a downward spiral. They trailed by 54 points, 10-3 to 1-3. But since then, they have kicked 14 goals to 5. And they lead the Tiwi Bombers by 2 points. And I reckon they've got a breeze of about 3 to 4 goals. It's been the scoring end most of this game towards the airport end. I'm not sure what the Tiwi Bombers have got left, Ricky Nolan. I would think that St Mary's would be huge favourites from here.
Yeah, I like the way Saints are setting up as well. I would put Jared Wade at full forward. I'll put your best midfield, which they've got, in Paredes, Shannon Rioli and Gilbert in the middle. I'd try and get 3 goals up. I'd bring Wade off. I'd let him play for about 10 minutes. I'd bring him off for about 5 minutes, and then I'd put him behind the ball.
Interesting tactic, though, Rick, last quarter was Wade did start forward with the 6-6-6 rule, and then as soon as the ball was thrown up, moved himself down behind the footy. Yeah. Seemed to work for them.
I reckon the plan is try and get 3 goals up here, put your dream team in for 10 minutes, get Wade off for 5, then put him behind the footy. But Tiwi, you never know, they could be the ones that come out and kick the first 3 goals of the game as well.
Well, we're talking about dream team. We've got Tiwi, have got Munkara, Heenan and Molyneux, who have all been very good today, moving their way into the middle of the ground.
Yeah.
I did mention that scoring end, but that quarter, we did see a couple of balls hold up, didn't we, in the Michael Long centre end, but such as the force of the St Mary's play that quarter, we actually outscored Tiwi 5-3. So the Tiwi, if they're up for it, they can score at that Michael Long centre end, but you would heavily favour St Mary's. The siren has sounded, players are set.
Tiwi nearly started with 1 too many on the field then. They were lucky.
Interesting tactic.
Umpire has it in the middle, waiting to get play underway. This is umpire's round, and that is Ben Heslip, who's taking his turn to get us underway for the final quarter. Here's former NT Thunder coach Andrew Hodges to get us underway with 25 minutes to go.
So Ahmat Simpson go at it again in the middle of the ground. Ahmat gets the tap down. Daly runs onto it. Well tackled by Tipperwoody and Munkara's gang tackled there. And they hold it up and we get a secondary stoppage just on the centre wing side of the middle of the ground.
Some good system there in the centre break there, St Mary's. At least there was a plan, didn't quite work, but some good system.
Simpson taps down to Molyneux, can't take possession. Harley Puddentata taken high in that contest and will get the free kick. And Tiwi will be the first to go inside their forward half. So Puddentata, clever kick in, looking for Dion Munkara, doesn't find him. Quick hand punch forward. Tom Davies intercept. Again, handball out wide by Daly to Yarens. Short, small fumble, but he's able to regather. Kicks down the line, looking for Wilson. Goes over his head. Puddentata then now will see the ball out of bounds right in front of the Tiwi interchange bench here at TIO Stadium.
I reckon the first goal is pretty important. Bit of momentum.
Tiwi looking for their first win of the season. Saints to remain undefeated. Tap there came from Simpson. Grand level, Ahmat did well. Shannon Rioli. Simpson lays a tackle, still going Rioli. Harley Puddentata, whistle goes. There's been a push. It's going to St Mary's. So Rioli will take it at right half forward, 70 metres out from goal. Where's Jared Waite?
They've got Jared Waite, Ralph Clark in 2-on-2s. Get it in there, Shannon, quickly.
Smith's there as well. He leads into the pocket. Waite, it's a beautiful kick. Waite marks on his chest. 45 metres out on the boundary line. And as a former Blue and Kanga, Rick Nolan, I reckon he kicks these. He misses the one from directly in front.
I'll tell you if he kicks a North Melbourne one or a Carlton one after he kicks it.
Unloads on goal, swings around.
That's a Carlton one.
It's a North Melbourne.
Didn't set it to the left far enough, and it goes through for a behind on the near side. The margin is 3 points. St Mary's 98, Tiwi 95. 2 minutes gone last quarter.
So Harley Puddentata now, quick play on, brings Tiwi, gets him outside 50, short kick out wide to Alistair Darcy, who hasn't got too many options down the ground. A bit of slow play here. We haven't seen this too often for Tiwi. Chips inside looking for Bradley Palapamini. He's got Baird on the far side. Look like St Mary's are going to close that down. He didn't use him. Now he does. Goes to Baird, but he had to go to him sooner.
Cut this off, Saints. Cut this off. See what happens.
They've definitely slowing him down. They're working a lot harder, the St Mary's forwards, this quarter so far. So Baird, long kick down the line, looking for Molyneux, but it's intercept marked it there. I think that's Gilbert on the far side. Kicks inside, looking for Braxton Ahmat, but Palapamini just chips in and takes a good mark. He plays on quickly, finds Tipperwoody now out on the far side of the ground, centre wing. He's asking for someone to come at him. They're all running away from him. Now Jeffrey Simon comes at him. Tipperwoody, good kick. Jeffrey Simon fumbles the ball. Handballs into space where it bounces up perfectly for Salvani Babui, who kicks inside. Austin Wanamiri's punched away by Jack Long. That's Gilbert who meets the ball now and runs away with it. Kicks down the ground looking for Larson. Luff's done a great job coming across, killing the footy. Molyneux mops up and will go wide, and we're exactly where we started here with Silvani Babui on the far side of the ground.
Might have not quite killed Leroy Larson. We certainly hurt him. He's down. Very heavy bump. Completely fair contest there between the two 19s.
Just got to try and get up though. This club really needs him in this last quarter.
Luff will transfer play to Alistair Darcy. He's got a man all alone. Harley Purantatameri. Or Cruz will take it first and can go over the top. Salmon's a 2-on-1 here. Over it comes now to Harley Purantatameri. He runs inside 50. Short pass. Hits Tungatala on the chest. Tough angle. But Tungatala from just 35 metres out will be a big chance to put the Bombers back in front.
I reckon you called the key 2-on-1 as when they get that overlap Tiwi, that's when they're hard to beat. So they created that 2-on-1, got it over the top.
Matt Bricknell, best set shot in the NTFL. Rick, what's that leave Ross Tungatala as?
I reckon Ross was. I reckon he's lost his title over the last year or two. We'll see if he can get it back.
For his third goal. And Matthew Bricknell remains the best set shot in the NTFL, you would imagine, because he's missed that pretty badly. The margin 2 points, Saints lead.
I reckon Ross he's lost it a bit with his set shot. Though he kicked a ripper earlier on in the this game.
I think the Breeze is pretty strong down that side, probably playing a lot more than we think.
He's the best field kick in the NTFL.
So long launches with a long kick down to centre wing, looking for Smith, who brings it straight down in front, picked up by, I think that was Parry. He's shanked the kick. Wilson has punched it into Leroy Larson. The ball's gone back Tiwi's way. Shannon Rioli, good hands to Parry, now to Slater. Slater just blazes away with that. He had to do better. He had plenty of St Mary's jumpers, but it gets a great bounce in for Gilbert, who handballs forward to Raf Clark, who then rolls one through and kicks one for St Mary's. So St Mary's start off this quarter with the first goal, and that's the second for Raf Clark.
Touch of luck, I think you called it, Andrew. They just got a ripper of a bounce, didn't they? Kick to the turnover zone, it popped up. And I think it was number 13, Tom Gilbert, who's been extremely impressive in his first game. Got over to Raf Clark, and I think Jason Dunstall's just sent Raf Clark a text message saying don't do the dribble kick.
Did Darcy go hard enough at centre half back though? I thought he could have gone back and taken the mark. Seemed to attack the footy as hard as he might have.
They had Anthony Wilson on just to touch the left there. I thought they could have found him. They didn't find him, but then they got a really, really good bounce.
So in the middle we go again. Handy break now for St Mary's. Almost 6 minutes gone. Final quarter from TIO Stadium. Round 3 of the TIO NTFL 2019-20 season. Huge smash by Smith. Gained 30 metres. Jason Purantatameri comes up with it, gives to Michael Dunn. Can he get around? McMurray threw it away. Must be a free kick. It is. Free kick to McMurray. It's all going St Mary's way at the moment. They're more intense. They lead by 8 points. Kicks in towards the pocket. Wait, one-hander! Now the tricks are turned on. I think Rick Nolan tipped this. Big last quarter coming up from Jared Waite.
Take your hat off Ryan McMurray. Absolutely unbelievable with that tackle.
Michael Dunn obviously doesn't know that McMurray's a very good rugby union player, Rick.
Yeah, no, that was outstanding by Ryan McMurray. And get it in quick to this bloke. You got Raf Clark and Waite down there. Just get it into one-on-one, and this is what happens.
For his second goal, he kicks from 40 metres.
Another Carlton kick.
Misses away to the left. So he's third behind. At least he's second this quarter. And behind, the Tiwi Bombers breathe again. The margin is 9 points.
So Tiwi to bring it in through Munkara, short to Purantatameri, Jason that is. Another short chip over the top to Darcy. St Mary's done a great job in this quarter to really slow down that fast play of Tiwi. Just short chip over the top to Cruz. Probably had to give that to Munkara on his left side, but he finds him now. Munkara plays on that left foot. He just puts it out into space. Dangerous kick, but he's looking for Harley Purantatameri, who's up to the task and takes a very good mark in front of Wade, who has Silvani Babui is broken for him on the far side. This is the Tiwi brand of footy we like to see. Comes inside, smart kick, Jared Cunningham, nice pick up and collect shot on goal and misses to the far side.
Just Saints that got to identify Tiwi's guns. Like Dion Munkara was able to get the ball too easy, and he uses it too well, as you could see there. He just gets him going in that Tiwi game.
Nick Yarran in the back pocket will kick towards Waite. In front though is Dion Munkara. He plays on straight away. Good shepherd came from Tungatala. The kick though isn't so great. Through the hands of Yarran. He's got support across the last line of the fence. Comes back in the Waite direction. Good mark by Box in opposition to Dion Munkara. Box will kick defensively down the wing. Held was Smith, still being held by David Cruz, and the kick will come back to the wing, and Ryan Smith, the Saints' big ruckman, will have it. No advantage paid.
I thought they could have been paid the advantage there. I reckon that's a win to Tiwi.
Anthony Wilson wanted to run away with it through half forward, but it's got to come back to the wing, and Smith has it for Saints. It's got Slater who wanted to receive the handball. Smith goes long, inside attacking 50, 2-on-1 battle. Darcy, Palapumini Tiwi Bombers go through the middle out to Tipping Woody in front of Cullen. It bounces for him. He's got too much pace. He has one bounce. He has two. He runs to 40, runs to 35. Adam Tipping Woody has put the Tiwi Bombers back in front. Bombers, no, not quite. 2 points to go. 103 plays 105. St Mary's still have the lead. 9 minutes gone last quarter.
You'd probably identify if we go back. I mean, Slater, you don't need to receive the ball off Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith can kick the footy, that's fine. But then he probably had to use the usable with Jared Waite. Didn't use him. It went out the other way. They just bombed away. And then this guy is a star.
Not sure he got out of second gear then.
No. But Jared Waite was free in the middle of the ground. They just had to use the usable, just control the footy. They've got to identify Tiwi's guns, St Mary's, because they're the ones that Tip and Woody's, Tunga Talams and Down Munkaras.
So we just seen Simpson on the bench just there with ice on his shoulders. He might be done for the day, which is a bit of a loss for Tiwi. It means Cruz is going to have to finish off the ruck duties for Saints. There's a free kick. Centre square bounce infringement against Saints. So the free kick will go to Cruz of the Tiwi Bombers. Short chip forward. Tunga Talam, who's broken quickly. Got away from McMurray. He's in a good position.
Play on here.
Waite's cutting off that, not allowing him to come around on that right foot. There's a bullet pass inside 50. Davies intercept mark again. He's had a few of them today. Not a great kick from Tunga Talam. I think his teammates are on the same page as what he was. Davies goes wide to Slater. He's got Paredes, who's broken from him in the far side. Harley Puddintatameri gets a fist in there. It's 2-on-1 out there. Paredes holding the ball. So he's given holding the ball, and Puddintatameri plays on here. That's Harley. Not a great kick inside 50. Tom Davies has to do a bit of work at ground level. Taps the ball back to Labustina. Handball forward now Slater. Short kick inside looking for Waite. Turns it over really poor. Tunga Talam. Now he's got an opportunity to have a shot on goal. No, he doesn't. He handballs inside to Heenan, who has a shot on goal, and he kicks it for the Tiwi Bombers. Now they hit the front rod cross. The Tiwi Bombers are back.
I've set you up twice now.
I stuffed it up the first time, but I got it that time. Tiwi Bombers, well done. Great kick. Goal there by Patrick Heenan.
Slater turned the footy over. You just can't. Tiwi we'll see here. They'll just murder you. They turn the footy over, and this guy here, their big guns are getting into it, Tiwi. I thought 5 minutes ago, I thought the game was over. I thought Saints had this absolutely wrapped up, but it's game on. They need Paredes to sort of get into the game a bit here. Shannon Rioli, the Saints need Tiwi's big guns getting into the game. Saints need to match it with their best players.
Heenan's been out of it in the last couple of quarters, hasn't he? I haven't seen a lot of him. So.
Hodgie, Raf Clark, does he go back into the middle?
He has to. They've definitely dropped off now, Saints.
Waite up against Cruz. Waite won the tap. Rioli. Cruz still fighting on. Ross Tunga Talam. Salmon comes at him. Curls the kick around, looking for Cosmos. Port Jimmy coming the other way, running hard is Parry. Fumble again, close to the boundary line. And defensively, happy to see it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
You made the comment there, Rick, about Raf coming back into the ruck. We've seen Cruz has been very active at ground level after contesting the ruck, both Wade and Smith. Probably not at an advantage for Saints with those two being in there.
Yeah, and I think Baxter Slater in his first game in the territory is cooked. I just reckon they've got to get him out of the middle as well.
I've got to hand it to Jared Waite. He's lasted the whole game. He's had a couple of decent stints on ball as well.
Unbelievable.
Still going strong. Well done by Shea. Clever by Rioli. Oh, tried to ride the tackle there. Slater must be a free kick, you'd think, to Cruz. If it's not for high, he took him on. No free kick. Ball up.
I reckon he's had no luck, Jared Waite. I don't think Saints have kicked poorly to him. It's just sometimes the ball just doesn't seem to be bouncing the right way to him, or they come off the side of the boot, or just things aren't going his way 100% today.
So Waite taps to Slater, who's drawn the free kick. Cruz being very aggressive around those stoppages, has given away a couple of sloppy free kicks today, but he's been very good for the Tiwi Bombers. So Slater now, short kick, looking for Waite, one-on-one with Tip and Woody. Bit of a size advantage there to Waite. Draws the free kick. So Tiwi Bombers getting back in numbers here. There's plenty of Tiwi Bombers behind the ball. Waite plays on. Handball to Slater, who wasn't ready for it. He's handball back to Rioli, then to Yaron in the inside of the ground. Now they go inside 50. Kick looking for Clark. Rodney Baird comes out, double fists it forward. Darcy and McMurray contest. Cunningham in defence. We don't see him there too often. Has gone forward to Harley Puddintatameri and Tiwi Bombers are rushing forward here through Jeffrey Simon, who kicks inside to Munkara. That trusty left foot looking for Tunga Talam. Can't find him. Good chop off mark there by Jacob Long.
Well done, Jacob Long.
Sends it out towards the wing where Yaron waits for it. Marks on the chest.
Good option that as well. Longest option was a good one.
Goes back inboard to Clark, and nice pass. A couple of Tiwi Bombers were lurking, but Raf Clark took the mark. He pokes one over the top. Out comes Daly, who marks in opposition to Farmer. Liam Daly, in the middle of TIO Stadium, plays on. Kicks high towards the top of the goal square. Jared Waite pushed out by a couple of Tiwi Bombers. Fairly, said the umpire. Dunn paddles along in front to Darcy. Free kick, and it's going to Michael Dunn.
Jared Waite again, a touch unlucky there. There was a 50, I'm not saying it was on, but it was just a 50-50 that's not going his way.
Jason Purantatameri kicks out towards the wing. Bradley Palapumini runs by. In fact, it's Sylvania Babui, keeps it inside. Could have a bounce if he wanted to, but he's well corralled by Shannon Rioli. Kicks it inboard. Well done to Tipping Woody. So the Bombers leading by 4 points. 14.5 minutes gone last quarter. Comes to Dion Mankara. Out wide it comes to Matthew Cantilla. Steadies and drills the short pass over the head of Tungatalam to the back of the pack. Austin Wanamiri! Wanamiri's got 4, and the Bombers go out to a 10-point lead. Almost 15 minutes gone. Final quarter, 109, or 115, I should say, plays 105.
They just seem to have a bit more run, Tiwi, and as I said, their big guns have got in it. Baxter Slater, I don't know, he's cooked. Get out of the middle, get someone in. Anthony Wilson, get someone in there. It's his first. He's just not used to territory footy. We've got Tom Gilbert, who's had a great game with some fresh legs going in there, but I just think he's running on the spot. He's had a great game, but I just think he needs to be rotated out of there at the moment.
Tiwi's ability to be able to change lanes, Rick, throughout this game has been outstanding. And we saw it there again. They come back inboard, outside, back inboard, and just creating so many options for themselves.
And the difference between this week and the last 2 weeks, do you think?
So, absolutely. So, Clark wins the tap, but Molyneux, again, good enough to win spirals at forward. Plenty of St Mary's players underneath that can't take the mark. Davies now mops up. Handball is to nobody at all. Parry is given the job to clean it up, and Labastida does now. So, handball's inside to Davies, takes on Tungatalam. Very, very brave man. So, kick outside to Yaron. He's left a bit of work for Yaron to do here on this far side, but Yaron's up to the task. He kicks forward looking for Smith. Baird one-on-one. Smith does outstandingly well. It was actually 2-on-1. 2 Tiwi players versus Smith. Darcy steps around Smith, but goes out of bounds in the process. So probably a bit of a win there for the Tiwi Bombers, or even St Mary's.
Just watch the last 2 stoppages of who worked hardest from the stoppage, or spread's the fancy word, or whatever you want to call it. But Del Mankara, he's really fit at the moment, I think.
Thrown back in, and a strong tackle. Sorry, Rick.
Really worked hard from that contest. I think he's in for a big year with Tiwi. He's very, very fit.
I always love watching Ryan Smith. He gives 110% every week, doesn't he? Tap over the top.
Ooh.
Playing for a free kick. It goes to Anthony Wilson, sliding down in the tackle, and Wilson a chance to line up for his 3rd goal and to bring the margin back to 4 points. The last 3 goals to Tiwi. Saints had got out to an 8-point lead early in the final quarter, and you thought that was enough. Seemed to have the run of play. They had the breeze. Full credit to Tiwi to get their noses back in front with the last 3. 10-point lead. Can it be brought back to 4? 17 minutes gone. The banana kick's not going to come around enough, and through for one behind. Margin is 9 points the Bombers' way.
It looked like it was going to there for a second.
You mentioned there how hard Ryan Smith works, Rob Cross. He doesn't mind letting you know either, just quietly.
This is where Saints have to identify the best players and make sure they don't get the footy in this situation.
And Tiwi have got it to a very good player in Luff, who's had an outstanding day-to-day. He's had some tough jobs on Waite and Raf Clark. He kicks long down the line, looking for Molyneux. Davies comes in from the side, gets a fist to it. Labastida came flying through as well. Heenan takes possession, can't dispose of it. Gilbert comes out of the contest on that left foot, kicks long to the top of the square. At home only is the Tiwis.
They're a fast player, they're away.
And they're away on the far side. Sylvani Babui has been camped out there this whole last quarter. He then kicks out to Cosmos Podjumi, can't quite find him. Jacob Long, fantastic effort. Gets the handball forward to Salmon, kicks inside 50 and finds the chest of Rioli.
You call Jacob Long, if he didn't win that 50-50, they were gone, St Mary's. Tiwi were working the 45s, and they were absolutely, they would have 100% scored from that. So well done to Jacob Long.
Important day for the St Mary's Football Club and the Long family, and Jacob Long stood up in that contest there and had to win it, and he did. So Rioli, distance shouldn't be a problem. He's kicked on goal. It's not a bad looking kick. He's nailed it. St Mary's have gone back, and that's his third goal for the day. So Shannon Rioli has imposed himself after half-time. He's had a very good second half of football and kicks that one and gets St Mary's within striking distance, Rick Nolan.
It's a good sign, Shannon kicking that goal. He hasn't done it for a long time. That was his trademark back.
He's hit that from 55.
Yeah, that was his trademark, those long bombs. He was just really, really good at them. And it's a very, very good sign from him to be kicking goals like that. What a game of football. 3 points in it. I don't think that how many goals kicked this quarter. I don't think Tolman will go anything past 25, I wouldn't think.
5 so far, Rick. It's a game fitting the occasion, the Jack Long Memorial game. And it's been a superb game. These two great clubs. Tiwi's, born from St Mary's. And it's a great crossover of talent as Smith wins the tap. Who's got it in them? Approaching 20 minutes in the final quarter. Coming through is Gilbert, who's been unbelievable, the old Zavarian in the green machine. Guernsey this afternoon has been a push, and Gilbert wins the free. He's got a new lease of life, had a quiet period maybe in the third term, but he's burst into life again in the last. Waite got pushed out of the contest, comes to ground. Baird was in that contest. The numbers around there for the Tiwi Bombers. Molyneux gave it to Dunn. Awkward kick. Daly comes through, overruns it. Raph Clark from 30 metres. Well, let's put them in front. It hits the post. Behind only, margin 2 points. St Mary's 17-11-1-1-3. Tiwi 18-7-1-1-5. 20 minutes gone, final quarter.
The change in momentum in this game has been outstanding. So far side, Tiwi Bombers, Dunn goes to Tip and Woody, takes it on the half volley, does well, steps around Waite, looks down the ground. He's got Silvani Babui, like I said earlier, he's been camped out on that far side. He's got absolute paddock in front of him. Lebesteed does a good job to close that gap. Smart kick from Babui inside 50 to Austin Wanameri. Quickly plays on, kicks to the top of the square. Looking for no one in particular. Jacob Long chopped it off. I thought it went for a behind there, but Jacob Long's been fantastic in this last quarter. He's found Raph Clark, who's kicked wide on the far side, looking for Leroy Larson. Both sides looking like they're starting to run out a bit of run here. So Larson kicks long inside 50, looking for Wade. Baird does a good job punching it away. Paredes gets to the front of the pack, breaks the tackle to Wade, who gets a shot on goal, and it's out of bounds on the full. So not his best kick.
You talk about Jack Long Senior, and this is his day. I reckon he'd be looking down as proud as punch. He was stolen generation, but brought up in the Tiwi Islands, so he loves his St Mary's Footy Club. He'd be hoping they can get over the line for him, but what a game of football. He'd be very proud of the standard of this game.
Roy Farmer from half-back kicks to the wing. Gilbert's been good. Tungatulum nudges him away from the footy. Clever by Jeffrey Simon. Well played by Gilbert. Wouldn't let Tungatulum break away. Coming in there's Braden Rioli. He's taken down by Shea in a tackle. It's got to come back. Free kick Tungatulum. Gilbert infringed. You're watching Aboriginal TV, Channel 4's coverage of the TIO 2019-20 NTFL season, or listening via our radio simulcast. The game of the year so far, and has been, is it a 50 metre? What is going on? I think it was a free kick coming to Rioli now. So he's still on the wing, gives it to Harley Purantatamiri. Tiwi Bombers lead by 2 points. They led by 54 points at quarter time. St Mary's hit the lead by 8 early in this last term, but the last 3 of the last 4 goals have gone the way of the Tiwi Bombers. So a dangerous kick. It just finds its way to Dunn. And now it comes out to Molyneux. He can give it on to Darcy. In fact, it was Luff. Gives to Darcy. Has he got a target? Over the top of his teammate's head inside 50. Strong tackling there. Well done by Davies. Stood up in the tackle for St Mary's. Kicks back towards centre half back. Big fly from behind by Luff. The green jumpers are everywhere. Can he shrug the tackle, McMurray? He could. Gives it back to Larson. Pokes a little clever kick in the direction of Yaron. He's taken down, and a strong tackle. Joss must be holding the football. It is.
Oh no, he's just dropped that ball, Leroy. Ooh.
And he's been given a 50-metre penalty against, and that is a huge bit of play. It should have been given straight back. It wasn't, and so Molyneux will line up from the goal square to give the Tiwi Bombers at the 22.5-minute mark a very handy 8-point lead.
The second, third, fourth efforts there from both Luff and Molyneux in that contest. Outstanding, giving Tiwi the opportunity. And like Rick said, disappointing there from Leroy Larson. Just dropped the ball, giving away the 50-metre penalty. Molyneux
for his first goal. It sails straight through the middle. The 10th goal scorer for the Tiwi Bombers, and they lead by 8 points. 19-7-121 to St Mary's 17-11. 1-1-3.
Gilbert as well in front of here. There was a free kick, but I thought his effort there was well. But you're not wrong, Andrew. The effort of the... How many players are there? The 40 players on this ground. You've got your money's worth. It has been an absolute sensational game of football.
So, as we said earlier in the quarter, this quarter may not go any longer than 25, 26 minutes, so potentially another 2 or 3 minutes to go. They're going to be treated to a few more goals yet.
Yeah,
so
I agree. It's not over.
Smith and Cruz go forward. Rioli just lays on it, pats it into the space of Smith. Shea now, poor handball forward, can't find his target. Wilson up to the task, finds the footy, handball's back, looking for Rioli. He's got Rioli now, he turns around onto his left foot. Rush kick for, there's plenty of St Mary's jumpers there, but the only player that wanted out of all of them was Molyneux, who ran back with a flight and took a fantastic mark for the Tiwi Bombers.
He's had a great game. They need that grunt in the middle, I reckon, Tiwi.
And he's just found Dion Munkara on the far side, so Tiwi understanding where the game's at the moment, just starting to take a bit of the speed out of the game. He's gone to Palapameni, who then goes back to Munkara on the far side. He goes back to Silvani Babui. Is it too early to be taking some time off the clock? Maybe, maybe not. But he finds Putintatameri, and every one of these guys are elite ball users. So Putintatameri now finds Molyneux, who Dion Munkara now decides we're going to go fast. No, he doesn't. He pulls it up and holds it on the far side of the ground.
Young Salmon, look, his speed is his key. He just can't allow that ball to be marked with Dion. They've got to be screaming, pair off, one-on-one football right now, St Mary's Football Club. They've milked a minute so far.
Molyneux has it for the Tiwi Bombers, who lead by 8 points. Kicks up towards half forward. Did it go out of bounds on the full? No, just bounced and goes out of bounds. Between wing and half forward, out of side, Tiwi lead by 8 points. 25 minutes gone last quarter. Terrific game of TIO NTFL footy, round 3. Bombers looking for their first win.
This is where leaders like Shannon Rioli, they've got to win this stoppage. They've got to be switched on to win this stoppage.
Smith won the tap, the double fist, but only as far as Dion Munkara. The pace got away from Salmon. Then the kick up towards the 50-metre arc. Out in front comes Tipping. Woody! Knocked away, couldn't complete the grab. There's still a chance here. The little pass comes in at Wanamiri. Gets past him. Tunga Talon there, still dangerous. Can he get boot to ball? Coming through there is Purintatameri. Whistle's blown. Advantage paid. It won't count, I don't think, because a siren might have sounded. We'll wait. It's a Tiwi win anyway. Goal counts. So it'll either be an 8-point or a 14-point win to the Tiwi Bombers right on the final siren to Purintatameri. Flags are waved. It's a goal. The Bombers win by 14. 27-127 to St Mary's. 17-11-113. What a brave effort by the Saints. They trail by 54 points. Ricky Nolan at quarter time looked gone. Hit the lead by 8 in the last quarter. Full credit to Tiwi for fighting back.
Yes, as good a game of football I've seen for a very, very, very long time. I know Jack Long Sr. will be looking up above and will be very proud of both sides, being a proud Tiwi Island man. Unfortunately, his beloved Saints couldn't get over the line, but they did show great courage to fight back from being a long way down.
Wonderful game of footy. Austin Wanamiri led the goal scorers from both teams with 4. Thanks for joining us on TIO NTFL footy. Next week, it's Southern Districts up against Waratah.